Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome to another edition of the Supernatural Talk. And tonight we have Mr. Biscuit Man.
I'm here. How are y'all
Yep,
doing?
doing pretty good. How you doing,
I'm
Ronnie?
going. I'm going
I'm
to
doing
behave.
good, Eileen. I appreciate that.
And
Yeah,
hello to
right.
Carl out there.
Oh, what's up, Carl?
Um,
Right. I get
Jeremy,
the comments.
my laptop just came back up. Let me jump off here real quick and jump back in through the laptop, and I won't have to sit here and hold this phone in my face all night.
All right.
Okay.
That will work.
All right. So I'll be right back.
All right.
Not sure who this is, so I'm going to put the banner up.
That is probably Debbie.
Debbie? Okay.
Yeah, because I recognize her. Hello, spooky buddies.
Okay.
So while we are waiting on Ernie to come back in here, just so that you guys know, well, you guys already should know this, but tonight will be my last night on Supernatural Talk until the new year.
Yep.
Um, and tomorrow is the biggie, the last episode of 13th Dimension, and I am getting a haircut.
And I'm going to be sitting there watching.
Yes, you. um, and I've already talked to Eileen about this. Agent, I did not get a chance to tell you, but you're invited to come on to the show tomorrow if you want to and are able to. And here's
Oh.
Ernie.
He's back. There we go.
And I'm back, hands free.
Yay! I was just telling everybody about tonight's my last night on Supernatural Talk until the new year, and then the show tomorrow night. I'll be getting a haircut live on the show. So by the
Good
time,
comment what Terry
by the time
said.
the show is over, yep, thank you, Terry. So by the time the show is over tomorrow, I will be bald.
So you'll be like Ernie.
Eileen, remember the part about you were going to be
That
nice?
was me being nice.
Look at all this hair. Look at
He
this.
still has
It's a
hair, Eileen.
toupee. It's a toupee. We all know it.
I'm not showing you the back of my head, but up here I got hair.
Wow.
Well, Jeremy, I wish you the best on this surgery. I hope it
Thank you, Ernie.
corrects what needs to be corrected, and you're on the road to getting past all this stuff.
This
Yeah,
should be the
the-
last one, right?
No, this will be the last one as far as getting over the hurdle. On the way down, I will still have 2 or 3 more to go, but they are not quite as serious as this one is.
Good.
But this is the last major one.
I've been bald. It's not so bad. I get
Well, you'll
Terry.
grow those
Do
luscious
rags.
locks back in no time. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brad. I was going on Ernie. Brad has got something to saying, don't worry, Ernie. I got your back. Highway isn't too nice to me either.
Yeah, Brad found out the hard way not to talk crap about coffee.
Wait, so
Hey, Denise.
I was traveling last week up until Wednesday. And so I booked this hotel because everybody was staying, I'm a cheapskate. Everybody was staying in this hotel that was like $300 a night. And I was going to have 2 nights there, and I'd already had
Oh,
2
boy.
nights in another hotel. So I'm not paying $300 a night. So months ago, I booked this hotel room. We get in there. They don't tell us they're under renovation. They did not have a refrigerator, an iron and ironing board, which I never need, except I'm there for a wedding, so I finally needed it. They did not have a hairdryer, and they did not have a coffee pot or a microwave. I was so upset because they did not have a coffee pot.
I'm sorry.
Eileen's kind of
And here I am. All I care about is I have a bed, a pillow, a toilet, and I'm good to go.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Nice and
you forgot-
simple.
you forgot your back scratcher. Don't forget that.
They have a breakfast bar with biscuits and gravy.
They did not even have any type of breakfast, so we had to go get
Now, see,
breakfast.
that's some bullshit right there.
I know. I was like, what the heck? And of course, the other hotel didn't have breakfast, so we went next door to this little Southern cafe thing for breakfast, and I did have biscuits and gravy, and thought about you. And that was I think I was in DeQueen, Arkansas there. But no, I mean, I'm in downtown Denton. And so I literally had to, when I got to my sister's house, the first thing I did, 2 nights of no coffee, the first thing I did is got coffee. Because I was running too much to go find a Starbucks and get Starbucks.
Well, Brad says coffee isn't important.
If somebody doesn't want to die, it is.
Usually by the time I get up at the hotel, breakfast is already over.
Yeah.
Well, see, we didn't even have a refrigerator to put drinks in, which I drink mine room temperature. We're good. But
That is why you take a cooler with you.
okay,
Yep.
we're in a Z with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 6 nights of clothes, paranormal equipment, wedding stuff, in a little bitty Z. So yeah, trying to take something else with me was not going to happen.
Amen, Brad.
See, Brad is a smart guy. He really is.
No,
He
no,
doesn't get enough
Brad.
credit.
No.
But see,
I'm
Denise,
usually nice to you, but damn it, Brad, you're pushing it tonight.
You know what, Brad? One of these nights we need to get you on this show so that you can talk to Adrian and Eileen.
July 32nd.
July 32nd, yeah.
We've already had our July 32nd, so let's go with September 32nd.
Wait. September 31st. There is no 31st. So we'll make it happen.
It can still be 32nd. We're good.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff.
I guess at this point we'll have to associate Brad with the number 32 then.
Jeffrey!
Denise,
What's up, Jeffrey?
you're way too nice to Ernie. He got very lucky with you.
I'm not going to
You're not so much lucky with him, but him lucky with you.
But
See,
here's the thing, Eileen. The ones of us
then
that are
you go
nice
right
to Ernie,
there.
he's been nice.
Remember her saying that she was going to be nice tonight?
I am.
I'm the deaf guy, Ernie, so I didn't hear nothing.
Hey, David. See,
Okay,
Denise
you're
agrees
right,
with me. You are the luckiest guy ever.
Better than
What's
being
up, David
called
Childers? What's up, Jeff Coddington? I see everybody over there.
better than being called 96 by my kid, Nick. What the hell was that supposed to mean?
What?
Oh,
what-
meaning she said that he's 96 years old.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What's up, David?
All right.
Okay, I think I'm done with the sharing now. I want to be careful because tomorrow I'm sharing everywhere.
Well, that is until Facebook blocks you.
Don't get in jail
or
tonight.
stops you.
Exactly. And after tomorrow, it ain't going to matter to me. They can block me for a whole month. I don't care.
Yeah.
Jill, stay
Hey,
out
what's
of
up,
jail
Jill?
tonight.
What's up, Jill?
No jail.
Hey,
You know,
Jill.
Jill.
What's up,
David?
David?
It's been a long time
Love
since I've
Eileen.
Hey,
seen
David, we
you.
might be up in your neck of the woods around Halloween. I'll be in touch with you, brother. We might have to hook up again.
Also, since David is here, most people already know about this, but David and I are both in the Face of Horror competition.
Oh,
I
nice.
didn't know David was.
I didn't know that either.
Yes, in fact, that's how I found out about it, through David.
David scares me every time we look at him. I think he should win.
He's pretty horrific. He's pretty horrific.
I'm not exactly sure how many groups there are, but I'm in a group, and David is in his own separate group, and we are both in. Last I checked, both in the top 5 of our respective groups.
I do know that there was another person, and I don't know who this person is besides just name, that sent me something to vote for them. And I still had 11 hours before I could vote for you, so I just deleted it.
Yeah, you can only vote one time every 24 hours.
Yeah.
And
that was
David,
this morning I got that, so I was like, nope.
David, feel free to go ahead and put the link up for your thing. I'm going to go ahead and put mine on here as well.
Denise.
Yeah, I love Denise's comment.
What's the senile thing?
I am senile because we had a long discussion the other night about what we were going to do for Halloween. It was like, we're going to do Salem again? Are we going to do New Orleans? What are we going to do? And then we picked a place, and it wasn't Salem. But I just told David that we were going to be up his way, and we're not going to be in Sleepy Hollow. We're not going to be in Salem. We're not going to be in New Orleans. There's no telling where we're going to be. I know where we're going to be, but I'm not going to tell because that place will be crowded then.
Oh, but hear what Brad says, though. Behind every senile man is a woman that drove him that way.
Watch it, Brad. I'll get your wife on here.
I said just a little while ago on this show that Brad is smarter than he gets credit for.
What Denise just said, I remember a post that she made a couple of weeks ago, and I made a comment. Hey, Ernie, do you want to borrow my hearing aids?
I'll see you in the parking lot.
Have you got an extra set you could send me?
Yeah, I just have way too much fun whenever you two are posting crap about each other. What was that, Jill? Speak up.
Look at all the deaf men that can't hear us. So
I think we need to have a talk with Brad's wife, Eileen, and I think we need to bring her on.
She can come on September 30th, and he can come on September 32nd.
Well, wait.
There you go.
Well, this makes me wonder, which wife are we talking about? Are we talking about his first wife that he always talks bad about?
I think we're talking about her.
September 29th, we'll get Brad's wife on here.
Pickle Tom, what's up?
See, here's the thing. If one of us will go over to Jeremy's and just kind of keep him sedated for the next, I don't know, month or so, then we can just, have all these people on, raise all kinds of hell. And he'll never
I'm
know
not going to be on the show for the next 4 months. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Ernie drives me insane because he relies on my brain because he doesn't have one.
Pickle Tom, what?
Yeah, that's
Denise.
Tom Nelly. I always call him Pickle Tom all the time.
Denise, Leanne, and Beth, I love them.
Can we change the subject before Ernie Pack gets in the way?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Let's talk about Save Waverly Hills.
Okay.
What's up, Jenny?
Yeah. So I'm sure it's been a long, long time, Ernie, since you've said anything about this.
Jenny.
So
Yeah.
Good night, Jenny.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Nobody ever asks about Save Waverly Hills.
yeah. Yeah. So let us be the first to ask you today at this hour on this show the first thing about Waverly Hills.
Okay. Do you want me to go back and give a recap for anybody that's not familiar with what's going on, and then bring it up to speed?
Yeah, go for it.
It never hurts. It never hurts to say it.
Okay. Charlie Mattingly and Tina Mattingly are the owners of Waverly Hills. Charlie bought the building back in 2001. It was an unknown, empty building that nobody had ever heard of in the paranormal community outside of Louisville, Kentucky. He got it cleaned up. It was in terrible shape. You could not walk through there when he bought it. It was just destroyed. There were collapsed walls all in the hallways and trash and trees growing in the building, everything. He got it cleaned up. While he was cleaning it up, he realized that there was a lot of activity going on in there that he couldn't explain. So he contacted some folks in the paranormal community. They came in, they confirmed the activity, and he eventually reached out to the TV show World's Most Terrifying Places, I think it was. The one with Linda Blair on it.
The scariest places on earth. That's
scariest places on earth. Yep. There you go. Thank you. And they came and filmed, and the ball started rolling for Waverly Hills. He saw that the paranormal was a way to raise funds to renovate the building and do the repairs that were necessary. So they started doing tours and investigations, a haunted house and other fundraisers up there. And they were anticipating it becoming a 501c3. Well, the paperwork was never submitted by the group that he put in charge of that. He created a group called the Waverly Hills Historical Society. Well, they failed to submit this paperwork in a timely manner. A couple of years go by. They finally get down to, hey, we can get a 501c3 now. And the IRS says, well, wait a minute, you've been doing business for like 3 years. And you owe taxes on that money. And they were in arrears, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS because they'd been doing all this stuff. And like I say, Charlie had put the WHHS in charge of handling that part of it. That's why he created them to begin with. So it was their problem and not his. But as owner of the building, he maintained some liability there because it was his building. Because the IRS said, well, the WHHS has no assets for us to seize or put levies on or liens. But we can put liens against this building. We can seize this building if this tax liability is not met. So the three parties, Charlie, the WHHS, and the IRS, came up with a plan for Charlie to lease the WHHS the building for $1 a year so that they wouldn't be paying him a big rent on the building. And all of the funds would come into the WHHS directly, and they could pay back the IRS with that. In addition to that, Charlie wrote a personal check to the IRS for, I want to say it was over $200,000. I'm not sure, but it was a big chunk of money out of his personal account. Charlie is not a rich guy. Charlie lives on disability now. He wasn't rich then. He had just taken disability and cashed out a portion of his retirement, all this stuff to buy the building. So anyway, everything's working fine. The IRS is getting paid back. The WHHS is raising funds to take care of the building. Charlie and Tina live in the apartment that Charlie has built there under the laundry room at Waverly. And it's a fine partnership until the board becomes dominated by a group of friends, basically, all connected to Renee Clark, who's now the president of the board. Everyone else has some type of connection with Renee Clark. It's on that board. Well, they see that the building brings in a lot of money. The building is also eligible for a lot of money in federal grants as a historic building. Now, Charlie never accepted any of that. Hello, Irene. Hello, Eric. Everybody over there. Hello. I'm trying to keep my train of thought here. So anyway, they realize how much money is at stake here. No one on the board was getting paid at that time. Tina was the executive director of the board. They had it set up so that the board members were not eligible for any type of payment from the funds that came in. The only people that got paid were actual employees, tour guides, haunted house actors, maintenance people, people like that. Charlie was doing all this work on the building without taking a salary even. Tina got a salary as the executive director because that was how it was set up. It wasn't nearly what it is for the executive director today, I'll just say that. But anyway, once they realize how much money is at stake here, and that if they just simply get Tina off the board, out of her position as executive director, and if they can somehow get Tina and Charlie away from the building and basically claim ownership of the building and every penny that comes into it, well, then they can decide where that money is spent. And if they apply for this grant money, well, they can decide how that money is spent also, including salaries, things of that nature. So this core group of people fires Tina as executive director while she's very sick, by the way. She had been in intensive care for like 45 days in the hospital. Very, very sick. There were a few days we didn't know she was going to make it. Charlie was very sick. Charlie right now is going through the steps to get on the list for a heart transplant. He's not in great health.
I know that feeling.
Wow.
And
speaking of Charlie, today is his birthday, right?
Is it today?
Yesterday was his birthday.
Yesterday was his birthday?
Today or yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday. He turned 28, I think.
And being on a list to get on a heart transplant, that's stress alone. Because I mean, we're dealing with that over here.
Yeah. So they fire Tina. They kick them out of their home. This is during COVID when there's a nationwide moratorium on evictions. But Tina and Charlie are told they have to get out of their home. And so they get out. And the WHHS then files a lawsuit against them, claiming damages for the repairs that Charlie had done over the years. Things that were authorized and paid for by the WHHS for Charlie to do, that never was a problem before when Tina was executive director and they, weren't looking to get paid. They hang on, let me see this. I got to read this.
Yeah, I thought I put that up.
They're already doing that, Jenny. That's exactly what they're doing. They file a lawsuit against Charlie, claiming that everything he did was either illegal or insufficient for them, and they've got all these damages. And they tell him that if he just signs the building over to them, they'll make it all go away. And so Charlie didn't have money to fight at the time. He was not feeling good. He was broke and broken because he'd had, everything that he'd worked for the last 20 years taken from him. And I reached out to him back in September and wanted to get his side of the story because I was working at Waverly Hills last year for these people because they had lied to me about what was going on and why they were doing what they were doing and all these things. Well, I quit Waverly and I reached out to Charlie and he told me his side of the story, and immediately I said, we got to fix this. We'll do whatever we can to help you. And I will say it, Jeremy is one of the first people that I talked to after we decided to jump in on this and fight it with Charlie. And
Jeremy about that too.
Yeah, Jeremy gave me his word that he would do everything in his power and the Things Network would support Tina and Charlie any way they could. And they've been there since day one. And so we have created Save Waverly Hills, SaveWaverlyHills.com, the Save Waverly Hills Facebook page, Facebook group. And we're doing multiple fundraisers. Everything from selling merchandise on the website to a GoFundMe page on the website to having events and anything we can do, just taking donations of any type. I mean, if you have something to donate for a raffle item, we'll take it. Anything that you can help us with, we will take it, because we're turning that all into money for Charlie to pay his attorneys to fight this bullshit takeover attempt. And that is, I don't know. It's just, it's disgusting. Let me see this.
Jenny's making a lot of good points right now.
Jenny, I think you're absolutely wrong, to be honest. People that are going in there right now, they're paying more money than what Tina and Charlie were charging, because the prices have gone up for investigations. And all that money is not going into the building. It's going to attorney fees or to salaries for these crooks. It's not going into the building. They have budgeted, what is it, $25,000 a month to pay their attorneys. And if you think about what it costs to investigate Waverly Hills for a private overnight, I think it's still $1,000. I'm not sure. It might be more now, because I know all the public events, they've raised the prices on them. But anyway, let's say it's $1,000 a night. How many nights are in a month that they do private overnights? 20. So they are paying out more money to attorneys every month than what they're bringing in on private overnights. So where's the money? You know, the WHHS was created not to pay attorneys and not to pay salaries for people to work part-time jobs up there. The WHHS was created to raise funds to restore and maintain and preserve that building. And that is the lie that the WHHS continues to put out to the public, that is their mission. And that's what they solely exist for. I call bullshit. Plain and simple. Because it's plainly obvious that their mission right now is to take the building from Tina and Charlie. It's not to preserve and restore anything. It's to pay their attorneys to get that building from its rightful owners. And yeah, Lisa makes a good point over in the comments. The cheaply done crap that they have done since they've been in there. They've put plastic coverings over the windows. Black plastic tarps cover a bunch of the windows on the southwest side of the building. I mean, you know, as a paranormal investigator, just think about that. If you're in a building trying to do an EVP session that's got windows that are covered with black plastic and it's the least bit windy.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Denise is, what will Jenny, correct, fill me in here. Are you talking about what will Tina and Charlie do if they get it back? I'll answer it because we see what the WHHS is doing with it. Yes, Denise's point is the bottom line to all of this. That building is the personal property of Charlie and Tina Mattingly. This is about right and wrong. I mean, someone is trying to take what is theirs. Someone who has no legitimate claim to it is trying to take what is theirs. And I've said it on a lot of podcasts. The paranormal community has a lot of drama. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of rivalries and whatnot in the paranormal community. But when someone's in need, someone's hurting, we come together.
Yep.
We'll cross those lines, you know, those picket lines or whatever you want to call it, to come together and help one another out. And Tina and Charlie are part of the paranormal family. Waverly Hills, that building is part of the paranormal family.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
Tina and Charlie and that building are in need of our help right now. when we talk about Save Waverly Hills, we're not talking about saving Waverly Hills from a wrecking ball or saving it from, the plague or whatever. We're talking about saving it from the WHHS's hostile takeover.
If everybody would just put themselves in Tina and Charlie's shoes, how would you like someone to come in and take your house? How would you like someone to come in and take your business? Just take it. Not buy it from you. Just take it.
I'd be hurting somebody.
Oh, so would I.
Yeah.
Trust me. There are a lot of people that feel the same way. A lot of people.
And Ernie, I hate to say it, but we actually just might be working on saving Waverly from a wrecking ball.
It's very possible because if they run out of money,
they're gonna sell it.
If they get that building and they run out of money, because their reputation there is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the paranormal community that have vowed not to go back there until Tina and Charlie are back.
Anybody who doesn't, if they're, doesn't make the money on it, they have no option to sell. You can't keep up with anything. So if it's not making money, it's going to have to. So therefore, like you said, a wrecking ball. Whereas if Tina and Charlie just get it back, they're going to live in it. It's going to be more than just a.
Right.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know that they will ever live there again, to be honest.
Oh, you don't think so?
I really don't. I think that it's tarnished, all the turmoil and everything is kind of taken away the home aspect for them, just from what I see on the outside. It's
Isn't that sad?
it's just about doing the right thing. And I don't know. I get emotional when I start talking about it, but if they get it back, it'll go back the way it was. You will have people who actually love that place and not the money that comes into it. People who know that place and not whoever they can scrape the bottom of the barrel to find to fill holes now, because people have been quitting or getting fired up there left and right since last summer. The day that we quit, from the day that we quit to over the course of the next month, there were a total of about 13 people that left. And so they started bringing in people that had absolutely no knowledge of the building and no business being there. And some of those people would lie and say that they had experience as tour guides up there from the past, which they didn't. Hello, Beth. Hello, the Todd. Hello, everybody over here in the chat.
That's my sister.
We've got a lot of people on tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, well over 30 people watching right now.
Yeah.
This is our largest yet.
I was hearing part of this as I was walking away a minute ago. What were you talking about, Ernie? You said something about a raffle. What was it?
Oh, we're taking items for raffles, donations of items to raffle off at our events. We have several events coming up over the next couple of months. And so anyone that has any equipment or, we've had investigations at locations donated, just whatever you might have, merchandise of any kind. Anything.
I've got some little Ouija boards I was making, and they got the little planchette with them. They're actually really cute, but I'll donate all those.
Well, awesome. Just message me, contact me, whatever you got to do, and we'll get that. And I'll give you all the credit in the world. Okay.
And I still got shirts.
I don't need credit. I just want them to get their building back. That's all we need.
Yep.
And I've got shirts from small all the way up to 3X, except for XL. I've run out of those.
Okay. Ernie, I have pictures.
Pictures of what? Somebody else, hopefully.
Don't ask. That's a whole separate raffle. Yep, no.
All I know is that the last time I seen a picture of Ernie, he looked like he came from the later years of Twilight.
You talking about that great photo?
Remember that one?
Oh,
that autograph photo I sent to Greg Bakken. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's the one.
Well, I still think you need to get your shirts and donate.
Have a good night at work, Eric.
Jenny would like to help in some way.
Jenny, you're doing awesome. Just spreading it. You're awesome.
Spread the word.
We love you.
You can go to www.savewaverlyhills.com. We got merchandise on there, like shirts like this. We got several different styles of shirts and hoodies. We've got a GoFundMe account that's linked in there. Yes, you can order a shirt to Ireland. I don't know what the shipping is going to cost you.
I think Jenny could buy a plane ticket and donate that, a plane ticket to Ireland, and then give people a place to stay when they get there, and I will make sure I win it.
Hey, Jenny, here is the website for Save Waverly Hills. So definitely share that one everywhere that you can.
Anita, message Ernie when the show's over. Seriously, that's a really good idea.
What'd she say? I didn't see that.
She'd like to know if you wanted some art donated for the raffle.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got, if you want to come and set up a vendor booth, I don't know where you're located, but we got some events coming up. We're looking for vendors. And
the famous portrait.
I want so bad to set up for that, Ernie, but I can't. This next link that I'm going to put out here is the Facebook group page for Save Waverly. Ernie, you guys need to customize your address for that so that it's not just a bunch of numbers.
Well, see, here's the problem, Jeremy. Denise and I, especially Denise, she's old and technology is hard.
Oh God.
I'm just saying. You are sleeping somewhere else tonight.
Ernie, I'm going to tell you this now. You better grab yourself a blanket and a pillow because you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Denise is in Indianapolis. I've got the whole king-size bed to myself.
I was going to say, when does she come home? Because we need to prepare the funeral for a couple of days later.
I'll probably be somewhere in a holler in West Virginia that nobody knows about. That's probably where I'll be buried.
And to answer the question, by the way, for you, Anita's in Virginia.
Awesome. Okay, Ernie, I am seeing two different GoFundMes for Waverly.
Get it off the SaveWaverlyHills.com page, right?
Yeah, get it off of SaveWaverlyHills.com because I think Waverly Hills started their own to try to steal some of our traffic.
There's my girl.
Doghouse for you.
Lisa, you have no idea.
Here's Denise's cup. Enjoy that king-size bed because you're not going to use it again.
Brad, he would have to continuously blink because he's in danger all the time.
Blink 3 times if you are in danger, Ernie.
Oh, she went after the truck, Ernie.
Enjoy that truck.
Here we go.
Anyway, if someone would like to talk Denise through customizing our Facebook group, contact me because she probably won't understand the instructions.
Okay, here's the link to the GoFundMe page. Somebody please check this out. Let me know if I actually got the correct link on here.
October 11th. Oh, it's the
yeah, October 11th. There's supposed to be a hearing on the eviction. Charlie has filed to have them evicted. It was supposed to go before a judge and be heard on July the 28th. They delayed that till August 22nd. They delayed that. The next date that the court had available is October 11th. So it's coming up in just over a month now.
Maybe we just all go up there and kind of help it out a little bit.
Well, when we have that court date, we would love to pack the courthouse with Waverly Hills, Save Waverly Hills supporters. The last time we had a court date, we had like 6 or 7 people show up from our side in these shirts. The Historical Society sent their attorney, and they had no one else. No one from the Historical Society showed up, and no supporters for the Historical Society showed up. And
you would think that if you were fighting for something, you would show up for court.
Yeah.
Because that tells me that
seriously.
they don't care.
Exactly. Well, I mean, if you file a lawsuit because someone has done you egregious damages, let's say you're injured horribly in a work accident and you file a lawsuit, you're going to want that to get in front of a judge right away so you can get it over with, right?
Yep.
You're not going to delay unless you know you're not going to win.
I don't know if I told you, Ernie, but we got that discovery now.
Awesome.
We finally got it.
Let me know when you're changing the name to Jeremy's Ice Cream or whatever.
I'm going to scrap that company. But that's another story.
Colorado is, we're only 17 hours away, and that's with pee breaks. So, that's pretty much a center.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like from Chicago, I would say it's only about maybe 4.5, maybe 5 hours away.
From me. 5 hours.
Right. So there's no reason some people cannot be there.
Yeah. Hi, David.
What's up, David? Speaking of which.
I'm not Ernie, but I'll say hi.
I'm not Ernie Atwell.
Yeah. I don't know what that's all about.
I think someone got
Who's
tagged.
Ernie Atwell?
Ernie, I thought he was on long ago.
It most likely might have been a mistype. Possibly, may have accidentally typed in the wrong.
I'm going to guess that for him, the name just automatically came up and he hit owner without realizing whose last name it actually had.
We were just on the phone with each other.
Might have been on here.
I say now my problem getting up there is, I mean, it's only 9 hours, but
there we go.
The entire month of September, I'm traveling with work and weddings, and so I gotta actually be at work.
Call it off.
Call work off?
Yeah.
I gotta pay the gas to get wherever I'm going, so I gotta pay the bill.
Hey, gas has gone down.
Okay,
that's
Eileen,
a good thing.
I understand.
No,
don't worry about us.
Gas has not gone down. It looks like it's gone down.
Oh, no, it's gone down.
Gas is still up
Jeremy.
over $1 a gallon from where it was.
Jeremy, I was hearing the other day that Tennessee was like the highest gas. What is it there right now?
$3.89.
Okay, so it is pretty high. It's $3.42 here.
See, we have to get premium in ours.
It's like $3.49 around here right now.
Up here,
not bad at all.
Up here, we're
not bad at all.
$3.49, no, compared to what it was.
Remember what it was a couple years ago, though.
Yeah, it was less than $2.
For now,
I have to pay $4 and something.
I would say about us, it's about in Illinois. I would say it's probably about the same price. I think we're about $4.30 at least each. It depends, of course, on the gas stations.
Now, there's the one down the street from me. If you can, I've got one vehicle that'll take regular unleaded, or 2 vehicles that'll take regular unleaded. It's $2.93.
Oh, wow.
The rest of my vehicles have to take premium.
Yeah, it did get down to the highest it's been here is $5.29, and it did dip down to as low as $3.59, and then it just started climbing back up. But it's holding steady right at $3.89.
Yeah.
Okay. I have heard that it was a lot more there. It never got to 5 anything here, but
Yeah, I got to 529 here. I heard that it was pushing 7 in California.
I'm not
Oh,
surprised
jeez.
there. Those never
Ooh,
mind.
Jan.
I'm going to,
Yeah.
This is not a political show.
Right. Yeah.
$6.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
Where's
Let's
that
not even
at,
talk
Ian?
about Cali, though.
Yeah, so Jill can tell you.
Yeah, because she lives in California.
Jill needs to go
See,
start
that's
buying
why
her
I was going to
electric
close
car.
my mouth.
Hang
I
on.
don't
my
use a
dang,
gun. What
there.
the hell is that?
My comments
Oh,
locked
wow.
up for a minute.
Yeah.
Jan said she's in California.
Oh, she's
Oh.
also in Cal. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Diesel's
Yeah.
pushing
That's
I
here
say
in
no,
right.
diesel
Virginia.
got really bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Diesel,
goodness.
yeah.
Can you all see me?
Yes,
we can see ya.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, because I keep getting this message popping up saying StreamYard is unresponsive.
No,
Oh,
no, you're good.
unfortunately,
You haven't cut out.
we can see you. Don't pick your nose, Ernie.
Okay.
I'm going
All
to
right.
bring
Somebody bring
hitchhiking
it.
back.
Jill, I don't think I would do that with all the damn rapists
Yeah.
and whatever else is out there.
Jill, you're
With all
Jill's
the
like
idiots.
me.
and-
Oh,
Oh, there you
and
go.
we just lost Ernie.
yeah.
Jill's like me.
He
and
must be
nobody's-
having connection
Oh,
issues.
man. 112 degrees today in
112.
Central California.
You know, that's funny.
No.
It was 100 here in Colorado today, but
Seriously?
tomorrow
Really?
our high is 52.
Wow. Jeez. I didn't even think it would get that hot in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Denver hit 106 or 105 this summer.
I'd be more scared of Jill than the person
That's what I was
waking her
trying
up.
to say. Somebody
Yeah,
said,
I don't think we even hit 100 once. I know we were pushing it, but I don't think we actually hit 100 at all.
Like they were robbing
Wow.
us without a gun.
So,
I'm gonna
Brad,
message him
what's
after he
the
does
odds
it
of
all.
2 people in the same car being murderers?
Hurricane is on its
Yeah,
way
yes,
from
I did hear
Mexico.
it's supposed to be
Oh,
one of the
he's
worst
back.
hurricanes.
There he is.
So y'all make
And
sure
he's
y'all
on his
look at
phone
this
now.
report. That's
You're
supposed
shut
to be
down?
one of the worst hurricanes in a while. So y'all, everybody in Cali, y'all keep us informed that you're okay when it hits.
I didn't hear anything
Yeah.
about this. I had no idea that there was this hurricane.
I didn't either.
What is
Mhm.
its name? You know, Eileen, or
Devil's
I don't
butthole.
know. I was
Jill.
just hearing about it because they were talking about is it going to end up still coming all this way and hit like everybody with all the rain?
12 hurricane. Yeah, I'm
Because I
going
know
to
we
look
got
it
one
up.
brewing in the coast, but I don't know what
Yeah,
is. I don't
I don't
keep
know
up
the-
with it. If it hits, it hits.
Hopefully, it loses steam by then.
Well, it's not going to hit Colorado, so, you know.
Well, it's more the rain on our end because, like, with all the flooding we've been going through, we finally had one day since before the 1st of August without rain, and that was today.
What is going to hit Colorado, though, they put out a thing today that said if we were ever in a nuclear war, we're number 12 to be hit because
Oh, boy.
they were talking about Colorado Springs being hit because the Air Force Base and then a couple other places in Colorado. All of them are northern Colorado. And then there was one in Albuquerque, New Mexico that's going to be one of the first ones hit.
Yeah,
Wow.
they supposedly for years have had some stuff on our stack area where I-20 and I-55 meet
Is this
because it's a major transportation.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Well, no, wait, this can't be it. Never mind.
Yeah, Jill, that's what I'm worried about with y'all over there is all the mudslides. I mean, heck,
Yeah.
y'all already trying to go into the water.
Jill, are you near LA?
I think she's closer to San Francisco, but I don't
I
know.
thought she lived in San Francisco.
That's still
too.
pretty close.
I was about to say, for some reason, I was thinking southern, but I might be wrong.
Pebble Beach, San Francisco, Pebble Beach. Yep. I used to
Jan's
live
Well,
there.
out.
Jan's there, yeah.
What
I used to
worries me
live there.
about San Francisco is that's where the fault line goes through.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
Actually, multiple fault lines.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
about to
not
say, is
just
that
one.
something when
Oh, she's closer in
Closer
middle
middle
between
between
Bay Area and
Okay.
Yosemite.
So if a hurricane hits the California area, because the fault lines and all, with all that, is that going to make the earthquakes kind of more active, or does it play any part in it?
I don't think it does.
I don't think it would.
No, I don't think it would hit because it's created by the Earth itself. And the storm the storm you were talking, it's called right now it's a tropical storm. The name of it is Kay. They
had like 3 they were showing today. There was 2 male names, and then that one just said future.
Yeah, there's 2. They're showing 2 currently right now. They're showing it's Kay, and then the other one is Earl. And that one's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That one looks like, as of right now, is turned away from any land.
Well, we all know the hurricanes with female names, they're very destructive because females are very destructive.
Yes, you are.
Good
on this one.
I mean, you guys had a number of them, so yeah, with the female names.
Now, if they ever had one that was called Ernie, it would just flop before it hit land.
It would definitely hit Mississippi, I'll tell you that.
Welcome back, Ernie.
I don't know. My laptop is frozen up again. I don't know what's. If I'm taking donations for a new computer.
No, I actually like this.
We're gonna have to make a GoFundMe to get a new laptop for Ernie.
Yeah.
Let's start a GoFundMe for getting a new laptop.
Good luck with that, Ernie, because I tried to GoFundMe to publish a book, and I got zipped.
Self-publish, man. Self-publish.
Hey, Ernie, you better know I love you because I am missing a Buffalo Bills the very first game tonight.
I really appreciate you being here, Eileen.
And Ozzy's in halftime.
I'm so glad you're not watching that game instead of being here.
I mean, Ozzy is going to be performing. Come on.
Well,
you probably ought to go watch that game.
Pass up the chance to rag on you for a couple of hours? I don't think so.
Ozzy? Does he even know where he's at this point in life?
He knows he's up in Buffalo.
They just picked him up and set him there and said, sing.
Ozzy has a Pac-Man Paranormal shirt, by the way.
He does?
Yep.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, we were on Portals to Hell, and I gave Jack one to give to Ozzy.
Dan,
I love it.
Go Bills.
Brad makes a good point. If there was a storm named Ernie, it would just hit one house in Mississippi.
Go ahead and hit this one because I'm going to be in the process of moving to the other.
I'll find you.
The laptop is 1,000,000 years old, Denise said.
It is.
Oh, so Ernie got it when he was a baby.
Hey, I think the Bills are about to score, Eileen. You should go check it out.
Yep, they're just in Jan just wrote this book,
alert.
Only 1,000.
Oh,
there you go. Actually, Ernie, if you just do one job in California, you'll get that $1,000. You can get yourself a new laptop.
What job is that?
The maintenance work that you do.
What maintenance? Are you crazy? I don't do that anymore. I do lawn care now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Lawn maintenance?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in.
Just go and do one rich house over there in California. You'll get your $1,000.
Oh, the problem is I don't have an electric lawnmower, and I'll be barred from the state.
Because everything's got to be electric coming up.
Yeah.
Look, my brother's in Seattle, and I spent the first time in 10 years I got 6 days with my brother. So we had a fun week because he's like kept reminding me he is not in Seattle. He is north of Seattle.
I love Brett's got. Wait, your laptop has a bird typing in it like on the Flintstones. Work one day pay for a new laptop. Wow.
True.
Dan and
Jesus
Jill
takes the wheel.
Is it true that you cannot put a trash can out there to collect your water because all water belongs to California or something? I heard that, and I don't know how true that is. So I figured I was going to ask y'all. Like,
Yeah, I think you got to buy a permit to collect rainwater in California. I think.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think you can just put a trash can out there to collect water in the rain.
Let's
What
see.
the hell is
This
that
won't
tapping
work.
noise?
Okay, so
that?
It doesn't make any sense to put a ban on collecting rainwater because they're not collecting it.
It's not their
It's
water.
going right into the ground.
You guys hear that noise? What the hell is that tapping noise I keep hearing? You guys hear that?
Pull your shirt
I'm
up.
not hearing them.
I'm hearing it through my headphones. I'm hearing some like boom, 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 boom
No,
noise. I'm hearing something.
Are you hearing it now?
Oh, I'm hearing it. It stopped going. No, it's still going right now.
Because you didn't scrub very well.
You guys don't hear that.
All right, put it down.
No.
I don't hear it.
If you guys had headphones, you probably would hear it better. Because I could hear something like some loud. Yeah, see, Travis can hear it. Can hear it. He hears a tapping noise.
All right, you're good.
Prevent it from getting big, right?
Okay, I'm going to mute myself. See if you can still hear it.
I'm telling you, that's a good
Oh my
thing.
gosh, Amanda. Sure.
No, I don't hear it right now.
And how now?
No, I don't hear it now. So is the laptop old enough to be extinct? Yeah, Travis says it's gone.
Well, anyway, let's get back to Save Waverly Hills. I forget where we were at before we
Brad.
I think I basically left it at what's going on. Where we're
I
at
know
now.
we were talking about the court.
Yeah, where we're at now is the historical society's attorneys are doing exactly what they get paid to do. That is keeping their client from losing the case. The only way they can keep them from losing the case is to keep it from getting in front of a judge. And that's what they're doing. They are stalling, coming up with every excuse in the books to keep a judge from actually hearing the case. They've been in front of a judge twice, once on a temporary injunction hearing and another time on a motion hearing. They made a motion to dismiss several of Charlie's counterclaims against them. They lost the injunction hearing, and they were only granted one dismissal of many of Charlie's counterclaims. And it was an insignificant thing anyway that was just kind of thrown out there as fodder. So they know that it's not looking good for them because they still have not produced any evidence to support their claim. Like you were talking about discovery, Jeremy, they were due to submit their discovery, which is basically the proof of their damages that Charlie has inflicted upon them. They were supposed to produce that back on January the 6th, and they didn't. They stalled. And so they have gone back to court now, I think 3 times since then, to ask for additional extensions. And I mean, all they're doing is stalling and delaying the inevitable. And, you know, here we are. In the meantime, Charlie's filed an eviction. They've delayed that twice. And now we're supposed to have the eviction proceeding on October 11th. If that eviction is granted, then the rest of the case is basically meaningless. And the eviction is valid. It's a legit. And I mean, there's no reason why a judge should not grant this eviction, because they have committed numerous lease violations, and it is blatantly obvious that it is a legitimate eviction. And once they're evicted, the rest of the case should go away because it becomes a moot point. If they're not allowed on the property, they have no reason to exist anyway.
Would he be able to break the lease once the eviction goes through?
That'll be the motion that Charlie's attorneys then make is for the lease to be broken. And if they're evicted, well, I mean, if they're evicted, then that does break the lease. The next step would be to either restructure or dissolve the Waverly Hills Historical Society. And I think what Charlie's looking at is trying to get it dissolved and run it as a for-profit business going forward, so that he doesn't face this kind of potential takeover attempt in the future.
Greg made a point. So he wanted to know if they are changing that so they can wait for the right judge, or is it the same judge every time when they reschedule the case?
We are on I think this is the third or fourth judge. It's been in the same court, but the original judge retired, and then we were appointed a temporary judge, and then a permanent judge was named, and then she went on maternity leave, and we had another temporary judge. Now we're back to the permanent judge that was assigned. So I mean, it just keeps bouncing around, and our attorneys are saying that they're probably going to try to kick this up to a higher court, and we'll have yet another judge. I mean, it's all part of their stall tactics.
What's the likelihood of them trying to get the judge into their back pocket?
Oh, they're crooked as they can be, so I have no doubt they'll try whatever they can.
I think it's more so they're trying to get. They're working on trying to get Charlie and Tina where they have no money to keep fighting. Yeah, they're trying to run them out of money or hope that they die before this goes to court. They're gonna. That's what their hopes are. I think I think initially when they filed the lawsuit, their goal was to bully Charlie. They knew that he was at a weak point with him and Tina both being sick, and that they didn't have money because they had nothing without the building. And I think that they thought that if they just filed the lawsuit, he would agree to sign it over to him and be done with it.
No.
You brought up a good point, and let's pray this never happens. But see, if something did happen to them while it's in court, are they able to leave it to their children to kind of take on the fight?
Christy, if you can answer that in the chat, I'd appreciate it. If you see Christina Marie in the chat,
she's been watching.
Yeah, I've seen her in there.
Yeah, that's Christy Mattingly. That's Tina and Charlie's daughter.
Right.
Please tell me that all of the stress from all of this is not what's led up to Charlie having to have a heart transplant.
Yep, she's here.
He has been having heart issues. I mean, that's why I had to take disability from Ford many years ago, was because of a heart condition. He's had a heart condition for a long time. It runs in his family. He's got a brother that's in really bad shape with his heart, and it runs in the family. So it's not what caused it, but it's getting worse and worse and worse right now.
Now, Lisa was asking about all these misses. I mean, is their goal to go through every single judge in Jefferson County?
I really don't know what.
County.
Well, it's headed that way.
They're gonna do everything they can to keep stalling. That's why we're hoping that this eviction actually gets before a judge on October 11th, like it's supposed to, because that should end everything.
No, when you're on the heart transplant list, your main focus is to lay down, sleep when needed, rest, and literally, yeah. I mean, the doctors I know with my husband told him, I don't care if you're sleeping at 2:00 in the morning for 12 hours. If that's what your body says do, you do. But not sit here and have stress and having to run up to courthouses and all that.
What the heck? Ernie's, look at that.
I'm going to leave this thing because my laptop came back. All right.
So I'm going to have to actually look at the court records, which I know they're public records. I just haven't looked through them. But I used to work for an attorney that might be on this case. I don't know. I need to actually check because I was a paralegal in Jefferson County and in Shelbyville for quite a while.
Well, I'll tell you who our attorneys are. Our attorneys are Kevin Edens.
That's what I was saying.
We don't need two words.
And from what it sounds like, Christina did say that Waverly will be left to the children.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. Yes. I wanted to make sure that it came from her and not me. But yeah, Kevin Edens is our attorney. He works for Edens and Dominy law firm. And their attorneys are Greenbaum. Greenbaum.
Double
I like that.
Double the biscuits.
Okay. No, that used to work for James Hodge.
Okay.
What is enough? The pain in the ass.
Bar her. Kick her out. Or Nolene both.
So maybe her computer went off again because I know she said she had some issue with her computer.
Yeah, she had to step away for a minute.
Okay.
But where we stand with Save Waverly Hills is we are treading water with the attorneys as far as keeping them paid for now. We still got to raise funds. We can't let up. Charlie is wanting to turn up the heat. We see that they're on their heels a bit, and now we think it's time to hit them with more. So we're looking at what angles are best to do that with, or what angles to come at them from. We're going to file some more countersuits, name some folks individually and not just the WHHS as a whole, and make this personal for them, like they've made it personal for myself and Denise and Christy and Tina and Charlie and Chelsea. They just keep adding more names to the lawsuit, and they keep losing more and more support on their own side. They're making more enemies than they are friends right now. And they've made enemies out of people that they are going to regret making enemies out of.
Yeah, because I remember there were some, hi, Chrissy. I remember that there were some from their own board who were leaving.
Yep.
Well, they haven't left voluntarily. There have been some demands made because they're trying to put on a haunted house now. Okay. Because the haunted house is the single biggest fundraiser for that building. A lot of folks, have a problem with them doing a haunted house at Waverly Hills. Waverly Hills would not be standing if we never did a haunted house there. It would have been gone a long time ago.
Right.
And so they want to do a haunted house because they're hurting for money right now. Well, they only have a lease on about maybe a third of the parking that they need for the haunted house. The rest of that's on Charlie's property. And yeah, you're right. You're not. If you don't know Christy Mattingly, she is her mother's daughter. I know most of us know Tina. And you don't want to piss Tina off. Christy is
one thing to also already have that type of personality, but then it's next thing to mess with your parents.
I haven't met Christina, but I have met Tina numerous times. And I just adore that woman.
She's awesome, but you don't want to get on her bad side. Trust me. I've been there. I know.
So, Ernie, I missed it earlier. How long has Tina and Charlie owned the building?
They bought it in 2001. So 21 years now.
What I think the funniest thing I heard was
okay.
They don't believe in the metaphysical, but they're going to have a metaphysical thing there. And it was like, wait a second. That just tells you how two-faced you really are.
Exactly.
You don't believe in something.
They told us as guides, and I wish I had the paperwork right here where I could show you guys on the screen, but trust me, they told myself, Denise, and Todd and Leanne last year as guides that we have to separate the metaphysical from the paranormal. Now,
that
as
makes
paranormal
sense.
investigators,
that's not happening.
That's impossible. But they're not paranormal investigators, and they don't know jack shit about the paranormal. So they say, "Oh, you got to separate the metaphysical from the paranormal. We don't want you talking about crystals and witchcraft and anything metaphysical up here because we have to separate that from what we do."
Jeez.
And now they're having a metaphysical fair. And if you read, they posted an ad with the lineup of their lectures and stuff that they're having at their metaphysical fair. They got a bunch of people nobody's ever heard of talking about things like traditional ghost hunting techniques and equipment by two people I've never heard of. And I've been in the paranormal community for a long time. Never heard of these people, but they're giving a lecture at Waverly.
Hey, it's your area.
Oh, and we just lost them again. What the hell?
That's
Give him about a minute and a half, and he'll be back on his phone, guys.
Drink of
they
water.
did.
Wow.
They
Like,
did.
whoa.
If
That was
someone
fast.
says to take people outside and give them some water. You can't do anything to pull anything off of people. You can't. You take them outside and give them water.
Oh my God, that
Well,
had to be the
at
most
least
random
that's
way.
something.
Yeah.
I almost want to suggest a manhunt going after these people.
Guys, I hear the tapping again. So now I know it's not coming from Ernie.
Okay.
What
You guys
tapping?
hear that? There's like this tapping that I keep hearing.
What do you
I
got
think that
going
might be-
on? Because I
I
don't
think
hear
that
it.
might be coming. Well, you know what? That might be coming from Jeremy. Because when you shut it off, it stopped. No, wait, no, it's still going.
Do you hear it now?
It was very brief. It was like you would have to have headphones to hear it. So that's why
Are you hearing it now?
No, not hearing it now, but
Okay. Next time you say you hear it, I'm going to mute either Eileen or Adrian and see if it's coming from one of their sides.
yeah.
It's very possible coming.
Yeah. Travis
From
could
here.
hear it, saying it sounds like someone's tapping their foot.
I say my feet are on the top of the chair.
Really?
Yeah.
My feet are on the.
Here, let's do
he's
this.
only-
Greg hears it.
I'm back on my phone again. I'm giving up on the laptop. I'm assuming that it's the laptop. I don't know.
Yeah, you were in mid sentence and you just completely went out.
Did I freeze with a stupid look on my face?
No,
Oh,
you were just gone. You were talking,
disappeared.
and all of a sudden your screen just went away completely.
Huh. I was on a roll too.
Yeah, you were. We could tell. You was like this, and then all of a sudden, boom, you were
Like,
gone.
whoa!
Yeah.
Well, let me plug my phone in so it doesn't go dead, and I'll try to figure out where I was and pick up from there.
You should have been
I
charging
was-
your phone this whole time.
Okay, so I think I was talking about this metaphysical
not,
stuff.
The last thing that you were talking about is a lecture from two people you never heard of. You've been in the field for a long time. You never heard of them, and then you were gone.
Okay, they're giving lectures on
Denise.
things like extraterrestrials and the metaphysical. They have Bishop David Price giving a lecture on the history of Waverly Hills. Now, for those of us who know David Price, he is anything but an interesting speaker or entertaining speaker. And that's the nicest way I can put it. And my laptop just came back to life, but I'm going to ignore it.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it again.
Who wants to see a second Ernie, everybody?
Who wants to see two of me? Come on. I'll just click the button.
We know Denise doesn't.
Hey, you know what? I just want to go back really quickly to some of the comments because everybody was talking about doubles, and Brad said, "I think Ernie deserves 3 times the biscuits for his pain and suffering." And Denise, if you think you doubled up with Ernie,
I couldn't agree more on the biscuits.
We need to find you a Bert.
I don't need a Bert.
Brad also said you get him his biscuit fix and then get goats and PJs while he can't move.
So anyway, this David Price here, and yeah, Christina said it too. Is he like a monotone speaker where he just never changes range in his voice?
He doesn't know that, if you're doing public speaking, you need to speak up, for one. He talks like this, he's like very, very, humble and meek when he speaks and very boring. And, this is how he talks.
I'm sorry, but I got to laugh at that.
I have to, too. They're going to be able to hear him.
See, Lisa knows David. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the guy, but I'm just being completely honest. I really would never, ever sit down to hear a lecture by him.
Anita's asking.
I've talked to him plenty of times over the years. I just don't see how he could be interesting giving a speech of any kind. I really don't.
Some people are just not cut out for public speaking.
Right. Good night, Jeff.
Now he might just blow me away if I was to see that somewhere. It might just be awesome. He might blow me away. I don't know, but I really have my doubts, honestly. But the fact that the people up there did everything they could to distance themselves from the pagan community, to distance themselves from anything related to the metaphysical, the fact that they are now having a fall equinox and metaphysical fair just reeks of desperation. I mean, they are obviously doing anything they can to try to bring money in because they're hurting for money, because they're paying huge salaries to people that don't deserve it. One of the things I haven't mentioned yet tonight is when Tina was the executive director, Tina was also the director of media relations. She was also the director of tours. She was also the director of operations. She was also the HR manager. She was also the assistant director of tours. Okay? There's 5 jobs right there. You know what they've done now?
Director of tours and then also the assistant director of tours?
Yeah, because there were no job titles like that when Tina was the executive director. She just did it all. Well, now all these people up there on the board have created these bogus-ass names for jobs and given themselves salaries. Because as a board member, you can't get a salary. But if you hold another position on, as an employee of the board, like the HR manager, you can pay yourself as the HR manager. And then you can pay your wife to be the director of operations. And then you can pay your friend to be the director of media relations. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's what they're doing now. And they're running out of money. So they're desperate. So they're doing things like this metaphysical fair. They're doing their best to slap together a haunted house with one way in and one way out and about a third of the parking that they're going to need. And from what I hear, they're only using a portion of the first floor of the building for the haunt. So they're going to put on a crappy haunted house with a log jam of traffic coming up and down the hill, blocking Dixie Highway with nowhere to park people. So I say more power to them. Good luck with that haunt. Hope everything goes well for you. But it's not going to. Just saying. I know, because I've been in charge of parking there. And that's just a small aspect of what they will not be able to handle given the current circumstances. But they're desperate. They need money because they got to pay their salaries and they got to pay their attorneys.
I hear it. Jeremy, I hear it. Well, briefly.
I did just have to blow some up.
I think that might be coming from Eileen.
Do you hear it now?
No, I don't. I think that might be coming from Eileen's side.
I just had to blow on my phone just then. Right when you said it, I just had to do something on my phone.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just heard, like you said, Jeremy, I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
Now, Todd's asking, do they have permits in order asking for a friend?
I don't know. I would assume they've got all the necessary permits because you can't have a haunted house without them. But I don't know.
Parking's jacked up even with 2 exits.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's in 2019, myself and Chris Boss and Charlie, along with whoever we could get to help for the night, handled the parking. And we had cars. We had the entire parking lot behind Waverly packed as tight as you could get it. We had a large piece of property that Charlie owns down at the bottom of the hill packed with cars. We had cars parked along the side of the road coming up the hill from the apartments. We had cars parked along the road going down to the golf course, and we had the golf course parking lot full.
Wow.
And we had both gates that we could utilize. You know, the Dixie Highway gate coming up from the apartments and the one down by the golf course. Well, they don't have the gate down by the golf course, and they've only got about a third of the parking that I just mentioned with the parking. They've only got about half of the main parking lot there, and they don't have access to Charlie's property at the bottom of the hill. So, and they've only got one way in and one way out. And that's a narrow road that, you know, they filed a lawsuit against Charlie claiming that that road and that parking lot was unsafe.
Well, that's what I was actually going to say. Someone said, so our calls to the fire marshal. But don't you have to kind of be cautious about certain things just because you don't want it to cause a bigger issue even when Tina and Charlie get it?
Well, I mean, Tina and Charlie have done a haunted house there for nearly 20 years without any hassles from the fire marshal, without any problems. And so, you know, I would assume that the people that are putting on the haunt now will take the necessary steps to make sure that they've got everything they need in place. And I'll just leave it at that. I mean, I don't.
Because I figured he probably did what was necessary to take care of it, make sure everybody. But it's just I didn't know how it would work with him owning the building if they didn't do what they were supposed to.
Well, you know, there's an eviction hearing coming up on October 11th, and I'm sure these issues might come up at that.
If these people are not careful, somebody's going to come up and slap the condemn sign on that building.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been taken out of dilapidated and condemned status. That's one of the things that Charlie did 20 years ago when Charlie initially saved Waverly Hills. It was listed on the dilapidated building list with the city of Louisville and was facing condemnation. But with the renovations and repairs that he did to the building, he was able to get it off of that list. So I don't think that would be the thing, but I could see if they continue to, because they've already committed several fire code violations, and they're bragging now, saying that they're doing all these repairs to the building to bring it up to code with the fire marshal and the insurance inspectors and blah, blah, blah. They're making it sound like that. No, they were fined because they committed violations and they had to correct the things that they had violated, which is part of what the eviction is all about. So they're not doing repairs, and preservation of the building. They're correcting mistakes that they made after kicking Charlie off the property, and code violations that they committed after kicking Charlie off the property. They're correcting that work.
Bring that one that Jeff just said. I remember that one, and plainly blunt, I thought that post was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What they did.
Yeah. They took an old door, they took a grinder to it, and slapped some spray paint on it. And said, look what we've done. This is the hard work of the WHHS.
Yeah.
What kills me is they want to go after Charlie for making certain things to his building, but they can just do whatever they want.
Exactly. No, without Charlie's permission, they've gone in, they've put offices in, and
they're supposed to have his permissions.
Yeah, they say make it.
He owns the damn building. You got to get the owner, the landlord's permission to do any alterations to any building.
Like this house I'm in right now, this is a rental until we can get into the other one. If I tore this wall down right here, I'm gone.
Yeah, you're getting kicked out. Yeah.
And Brad just said, the same thing.
Right there alone should be grounds for eviction without question.
Yeah. Because Brad says all they've done is destruction of property, where you can go and mess with the property you lease and think it's okay. But now Anita was asking, I wonder if he could sue them for damages if they had let it run down since he restored it.
Absolutely. And there are countersuits lined up, ready to hit the court. Trust me, that's going to happen. There's going to be lawsuits against them in the long run. I can't read what's on the screen because I'm using my phone, and that writing is tiny.
Denise said, Anita,
Denise actually addressed that a few minutes ago.
He's including the fact they've done things to the building without Charlie's permission. Yeah.
Yeah.
And nor have they paid rent, have they?
They paid it last year, and they bragged about that. They'll even show people where they paid their dollar lease last year. What about the previous 9 years where you don't have any record that you paid your dollar lease?
Or this year. Because even in a lawsuit, you still have to pay your rent.
Right.
Yeah.
Until the judge says.
Yep.
So
I mean, the dollar a year, it's not about that. That's that was a symbolic gesture anyway.
That is a violation of a lease agreement.
Exactly.
If it was
but it just shows the level of pettiness, in my opinion. Everything I'm saying here is my opinion. Okay. There's a lot of it that I could show you the documentation to back up as fact, but I'm already being sued, so I'm going to preface everything with "in my opinion." Okay.
The disclaimer.
Yeah.
This Ernie's opinion.
Right. This is not being stated as fact.
People who do not know what opinions are anymore. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. There's still a First Amendment in this country, by the way. But I don't know. In my opinion, they have violated the lease by not paying the rent over the years as they were supposed to do. They have violated the lease by numerous code violations that Charlie got fined for when he wasn't even allowed on the property. But as the owner of the property, when the fire marshal or whoever writes a citation, it goes to the property owner. Okay, so Charlie got citations for code violations that they committed when he wasn't even allowed up there. That's a lease violation. They violated the lease by altering the building without Charlie's permission. They violated the lease in a lot of ways. And they have put him at a position of liability because of their incompetence, in my opinion.
Wow. Anita's
Okay,
asking,
what that is saying, is he able to sue them for the lost financial benefits of the building? I assume he had some of the door profits from ghost hunters. I imagine he doesn't get it right now, and with the loss of revenue from decreased ticket sales, he can show they have also driven down the financial value as a venue of the site.
That is a iffy gray area, I would say, Anita. I mean, it's a good point, and I would like to think that he could, but because Waverly was being run as a 501c3 with all of the gate sales, everything coming in for booking in any way, shape, or form, all of that was supposed to be funds raised to restore and maintain the building and not to privately inure anyone. That's a word that they like to use because their PR firm and their lawyers taught them that word, private inurement. So they use it all the time. There's not supposed to be any private inurement, whereas anyone profits from what's going on at that building. Never mind the fact that they're all getting paid now big money to sit up there on their butts and do a part-time job.
So with the fine that was given to Charlie for the stuff that they were doing, wouldn't there be some sort of a special circumstance that the city can look at on that one? Because, okay, Ernie, you just came into my house and did all kinds of crap, and now the city is fining me for it. Now, hey, I didn't do any of this stuff because Ernie just kicked me out of my house. Go after him.
Well, Here's what happened. The WHHS paid those fines. They tried, because they knew it would be a lease violation. Charlie's mail still goes to Waverly Hills. Okay? That's still his home address, and his mail still goes there. On most of his mail, they write, not at this address, and put it back in the mailbox, and the mailman deals with it accordingly. For some reason, when those citations were mailed to Waverly Hills, the Historical Society paid the fines and didn't forward that mail to Charlie.
Wait, but hold on. If they opened that mail to see it was a fine, that's a federal offense.
Yep.
Right. Yep, it is.
That is Eileen Jones' opinion, ladies and gentlemen. That is just her opinion. Please do not file a lawsuit against Eileen Jones for stating her opinion, which happens to be the truth, in my opinion.
Unless the mail went to Waverly Hills Historical Society, that would be the only way they could open mail. But if it was made out to Charlie, they could not.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see how the envelope was addressed. So I don't know.
Could Charlie put a mailbox on his part of the property?
Charlie has a mailbox on his part of the property, like I said.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. Sorry.
Why doesn't he just
said that, but that's where his mail goes. They grab it, all the mail, because that's also where the Waverly Hills mail goes. They grab all of it.
They're entering his part of the property.
Yeah, that's his mailbox that he built. It's brick. If you go in the golf course entry to Waverly Hills, you'll see a little brick enclosed mailbox there. Charlie built that. That's his mailbox. That's
So
also
they're
where the
getting
Waverly
into
Hills
his
mail
mailbox.
goes. What's that?
So they are getting into his mailbox.
That's how I see it. I mean, that's my opinion.
I'll say it. Get the hell out of his mailbox. Leave it alone.
Yeah, seriously.
Isn't
And
that a federal
actually,
offense?
Brad said that's also a federal offense to take mail out of someone's mailbox.
There we go. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, and it's
I
on
did
its
It's my
look into
opinion
that
that that's what's
yesterday.
happening, but I don't know. I'm not there. I haven't personally witnessed this, but based on what I do know, that is my opinion that is exactly what's happening. So
What he ought to
I looked
do
into
is
that
to fix his
yesterday.
mailbox in such a way that when they put the mail in there, it drops down somewhere where it can only be retrieved under a key.
yeah, he would.
There you go, Todd.
That would be one way out of it, but I don't know. I mean, that's another part of the issue that's in the countersuits and everything that is going to be dealt with eventually. But
that's an idea right there, Brad. Set out some trail cameras so that they can see who's getting in there. If you have photographic proof that somebody is getting into Charlie's mailbox that has no business getting on his property in his mailbox, boom, you can go after them with the police.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a whole different can of worms, though, when you get into that. Just because I had to go up everything yesterday because my ex is opening my mail and sending it to my kids, pictures of it open. But the thing is, you have to be able to prove that it wasn't accidental. Like,
right.
If it's coming to your mailbox, you're just opening mail. It happens. So you have to prove it was intentional. That's the hard part.
Yeah, but if they're getting into a mailbox that doesn't even belong to them.
Yeah, like I say, I don't know for a fact that that's what's happening, but it is my opinion that is what's happening. I'm keeping it legal,
those of us
folks.
that are not in this lawsuit yet. The reason I say yet is because, they're going to have a whole lot more of us to fight before it's over. And they may as well start lining up those names.
Well, and the more people are in the lawsuit, the more money people have to fight.
They can have mine anytime they want.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah. No.
Well, Denise and I, when we first started Save Waverly Hills and got this movement going, one of the things that we talked about early on in the podcasts and the lives that we did was that at some point they're going to try to shut us up. And if they are somehow capable of that, we're going to need someone to pick the torch up.
Brad, the mail carrier.
Oh my God. Brad said, I'd say hook a car battery up to the mailbox.
That is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. It's his own damn mailbox. Why not?
The mail carrier has to put the mail in
actually, instead of doing that, so that you're not actually hurting somebody, set up a motion-activated water sprinkler. So that when somebody gets near that mailbox,
just remember the mail carrier has to put the mail in.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say, even if
he'll be in the mail truck, so he's not going to get hit.
I was gonna say if that happened with the car battery, just put a sign up and say high voltage.
No, I think if you were trying to catch them getting into the mailbox inappropriately, if that were to be happening, keeping it legal, if that were to be happening, the best thing to do would be to put up a trail cam, like has been suggested. And, there may or may not be some trail cams around that property now. Just saying.
I've got 9 of them you guys can borrow.
Well, Jeff Coddington has several also, and we might put a few out here and there.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. That's in the country. I used to live in Shelbyville, but that's in the country. You're allowed a goat in the country or a sheep or whatever the hell you want to put in there. And those animals kind of need an electric fence. And if that electric fence happens to be hooked to the mailbox, those cow voltage fence hurt quite a bit.
Yeah,
I've had it happen. They hurt.
Brad makes a good point. That's why you wait in the bushes and turn it on with the remote after the mail comes. And
well, he also said,
true. It's only a little shot.
You'd be surprised how long the batteries will last in a trail camera. Some of my trail cameras I've had for over 2 years, and they still have the original batteries.
It's like the flag. You put the flag up, and then when the flag goes down, it activates.
Yeah,
it's definitely
Lisa makes another one.
Everything is cell phone activated now.
Yeah, I know. Have to put it up high so that not only they can get it, but the crackheads steal it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Anita. I hate. That's just
yeah.
So there you go. Set up a number of trail cameras from different angles so that you can catch them from the back and catch them from the front, the side. That way you get the full profile of the individual getting into that mailbox.
Bring it with a glitter bomb.
Okay, I am on board with that one.
Yeah,
I am on board with that one. Soon as it opens up.
Like confetti. Oh, you know what? You should also add, because I like what Anita said, put a sign on it, bees inside, bring the door. They ignore it. Hey, that's the bees right there, the glitter. I don't think it's actual bees.
Yeah.
Glitter bombs rock.
So anyway, that's what I would say. Set a bunch of trail cameras out there. Jeff, I don't know how many you have, but if you need more, you can always borrow some of mine. Granted, I'm 4 hours away, but I'll be willing to meet you halfway, and there you go. Have at it.
Well, we've got
Brad.
Yeah, use Gorilla Glue on them.
Brad's on a roll.
He is.
Okay. We got a lot of things that
if you can get photographic evidence of somebody getting into Charlie's mailbox that does not have permission to get into his mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Definitely.
Right. And like I say, I don't know that that's actually happening. It's my opinion that it is, but I mean, that's just one way to find out of all of this. I mean, there's a whole lot to the story and to the case, and none of it, in my opinion, none of it looks good for the WHHS. I mean, it looks to anyone that fully hears out our side of the story, and they've got their lawsuit pinned on their page where you can read the lawsuit, and as most of you are smart enough to know, Eileen, maybe not, but most of you are probably smart enough to know, a lawsuit gives one side of a story.
Right.
Yes.
I could file a lawsuit against any of you guys and make any kind of claim in the world against you. And I don't have to have a lick of evidence to file that lawsuit. All I've got to do is have an attorney write it up and then someone down at the clerk's office to process it.
It is.
And you can be accused of anything. And they have accused Charlie of a boatload of things that they have provided zero evidence to back up. Whereas Charlie has
that would work too.
Ooh, put a
pages of things to back up his side of the story. And I mean, if you hear both sides fully, I don't see how you could possibly think that the WHHS has any business being on that property. I really don't.
Now, one thing I do want to ask. for the WHSS, what access are they? What legal access do they have? Is it only to the building, or do they have beyond the building?
They have a 29-acre plot of property that includes the building, a portion of the parking lot, and the road coming up from Dixie Highway.
Where does that mailbox fall on?
What's that?
Where does that mailbox fall on?
That's on Charlie's property.
Charlie's property.
Okay, so
that they do not have a lease on.
Okay.
But, you know, I mean, that is where they have always gotten their mail. Okay. It is, you know, the mail for the Waverly Hills Historical Society, Waverly Hills Sanatorium mail has always gone to that mailbox because Charlie and Tina own the building and they lived on the property. So it all went to that mailbox.
Okay.
Now, a lot of times the mailman would bring the mail all the way up to the building and just hand it to Tina and Charlie personally. I don't know that he's doing that now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the specifics of the mail. That was just one thing, like Christy said, that's just a very tiny part of all of this. But I mean, they literally have been grasping at straws since the beginning on this with trying to come up with something to use against the Mattinglys. From Tina to Charlie to their son Joe, now to Christy, and even to Ernie and Denise, and to Chelsea. Everyone they've named in the lawsuit, they are grasping at straws. You know, they're claiming defamation and slander against us. They claim that we own www.savewaverlyhills.com. I'm sorry, but I'm not smart enough to own a website. You have to know how to do computer stuff to do that, and that's not my website. I advertise for it. I'm a spokesperson for them, but I don't own a website.
Saying
well,
everything
here's
they
the
do is
thing,
illegal.
and I'm just gonna put this out there just because if for some reason they end up, you and Denise, out there too, but you know, especially like, well, Christina, I don't think they're going to shut her down quite as easily. No. Because she's not really out there publicly like most people are. But if they happen to do something to shut people down, I guarantee you, whoever is handling it next, I will be there too.
I must ask the thing. You might can close one or two mouths, but when there's 20 more behind that one, and for every one you shut, all you're doing is ticking the rest of them off to make that 20 per person.
Yep.
Because the more people try to just say, hey, you know, be quiet, everybody's going, wait a second, why are you trying to quiet people?
Yeah.
It makes you look more
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We all know Ernie and Denise. We know, you know, some of us, most of us have been there on tours while they were there. We've like, you know, the reason I asked how long he'd owned that is because when I moved to Louisville, of course, this was 15 years ago, but at that point he still owned it. We'd go up there and the guys would tell stories. My husband at the time would tell stories about when he was a kid and would go break in. And that was a big thing to do, is go in there and break in. And he was telling us stories about how the wheelchairs would move and there was needles that would just fling themselves up against the door. And he never went back after that one. But we did go to the haunted house one year. And, you know, it's things like that, you know, and these people that have it, who are they? I have no clue who they are, but I know who everybody else that's helping is.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody up there right now that I know of, that I know of, because, like I say, they've had a lot of attrition, a lot of turnover in tour guides and overnight hosts just in the last couple of months. But as far as I know, there is no one up there that is a legit paranormal investigator that is known to anybody outside of that hill within the paranormal community. There is.
That's because he is a loudmouth. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Christina says Ernie is our mouth. He speaks for us all.
Well, I hope I do a good job, Christy, because I'm trying. I'm really trying. But like we had dinner with Tina and Charlie the other night, and Tina said, it's not about me, talking about herself. She said, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about anybody on that hill. It's about the building. And I 100% agree. But at the same time, you guys, a lot of the paranormal community
Brad
knows that if you go to other haunted locations, okay, if you get outside the Waverly Hills bubble and you go to other haunted locations, you feel better about going to a location when your tour guide knows what you do and understands what it is to be a paranormal investigator.
Yep.
And they're not just there reading off a script, basically.
And laughing
it feels
at
a whole lot better as a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
What's that?
And some of them, they're laughing at the people who are bringing in a psychic or a medium or somebody says they feel something or affected. They're going, yeah, whatever. Y'all are stupid, but you paid the money, so it doesn't matter.
Right. And I think that's a lot of the people that are up there on the hill right now. That's their attitude.
Yep.
They don't necessarily believe in the paranormal. They don't understand the paranormal. They don't understand the paranormal community, but they'll take your money.
Yep.
I have a feeling,
and that's what I've heard is you don't want to go up there and actually be a medium and show that you are, or you don't want to be, anything metaphysical, no matter what it is, or get affected in any way and show that you are, because they will get you.
We were told, okay, you saw what happened at the temple when the lady got affected, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We took her outside the building.
Yep.
Stephen was right there with us, but Denise, Todd, Leanne, myself, we all had dealt with that many times at Waverly.
Yep.
And we got her back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right.
We got her calmed down. We got whatever was affecting her away from her, and she was good. She went back in the building and she was good. And you have that from time to time at these haunted locations. It will happen if someone is a very sensitive person and opens themselves up too much. You saw what happened to Aunt A. I mean, Aunt A went running out in the middle of the night across the street.
Yep.
It does happen at these haunted locations. And we were told at Waverly last year by the people that are in charge now that if someone thinks they're affected, they're probably on drugs, drunk, or just crazy, or putting on an act.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take them outside, get them some fresh air, a glass of water, and if that don't calm them down, just get them out. That's
what I hear.
That's not how. That's not how. You guys know, people that understand the paranormal and the metaphysical, because they go hand in hand. If you understand all of that, then you know how to deal with it when that happens to someone. But if you don't, like the people that are up there right now, they don't understand that. They don't believe in all that. It's dangerous to be there right now.
Yes. And it makes a huge difference to people because, like, my first experience, thank goodness, was it was in a place where the people that owned it were investigators. So it made a huge difference when, a new person walks in and is like, okay, I thought I saw something and I think I heard this. And you tell them that and they're like, okay, so that makes sense what we've been told here or what we heard here. So you're not crazy. You probably did hear that. Instead of saying, what are you talking about? Because it was Old Park Hotel. And, those guys are investigators. And they're both so sweet. But if it had been anybody different, I probably would have never went back and investigated anything.
Hey, guys. I love all y'all, but my stomach's about to eat itself, and my sweet husband just brought me a Subway. So I have not eaten since yesterday morning.
Nice.
Start eating.
Eat.
If you knew my Subways, I smell the jalapenos.
I have no problem eating on camera. Get your ass.
I've seen her eat plenty of times. So eat here.
This Subway is the type that you cannot even close.
You know what?
Why eating and keep your mouth closed while you're chewing? That's all we ask.
Look, tell you what. Just eat the same way that Ernie would eat his biscuits and gravy on camera.
Look, there are 3 people on this screen right now that need to shut the hell up. That is Jeremy, Nick, and Adrian. Eileen is trying to get off here. This is a chance for us to get her off of here. Let her go. Let her go.
I love you guys. Even you, Ernie.
Love you, Eileen.
Over there.
All right. Good night. Good night, Eileen.
Bye-bye. So anyway, where were we? Before her footlong came into play.
I need to put this down. It's unacceptable to have a dangerous venue and not provide a service to deal with unwanted effects of the visit. It's not like having a first aid kit.
Yeah, we were talking about people being affected and how to handle that.
Yeah, that's how I feel it is. I mean, because I've seen it so many times where people are affected. Sometimes it's severe. I mean, borderline possession kind of stuff. Yep. I mean, just crazy off the wall stuff that you would swear the person is crazy, but they're not. Yeah. They come into the building perfectly normal. And the next thing you know, they're growling and snarling or crying uncontrollably or whatever, just freaking out in whatever way for no reason. And that has to be being affected by spirit or something, in my opinion. And if you don't have someone on hand that knows how to deal with that, I think that's dangerous. I think it's a liability, just like not having, if someone falls down the steps and you don't have something for them to patch their wounds with, just like not having a first aid kit. It's exactly like that.
Wasn't there something coming out that where they started putting these boards down the ramp in the tunnel?
They have the tunnel, from what I understand, they've got a gate up and got the tunnel blocked off right now.
Really?
That's what I understand.
Points of when you go to Waverly.
Yeah. I mean, we've had people fall down the steps at Waverly several times. That's why we try to discourage people from going down the steps. I mean, really, because people have fallen. It's dark. A lot of times there's moisture in there and those steps get slippery and people get tired of walking on the steps, so they'll walk over on the ramp and it's slippery and they'll fall and bust their butt. And then
when they start rolling down that ramp, they're not going to stop until they hit the bottom.
Yeah, it's 563 feet down.
Where'd Adrian go?
But I mean, my personal opinion, having spent as much time in the building as I have, there is absolutely no reason to go down those steps, in my opinion. but people want to do it. And to keep them from doing that, I think is kind of gypping them myself, because something a lot of people look forward to. They might have seen the movie The Death Tunnel, or they've definitely heard about the body shoot at Waverly Hills. And so they want to go down there. Now, as an investigator, it's my opinion that there's absolutely no reason to go down there. You can get everything you need from the top. You can hear, I always said, if a spider farts at the bottom of the body chute, you can hear it from the top, because the acoustics in there are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
If there's any type of light anomaly, you'll see it from the top, because it's pitch black.
They are.
You don't have to be down there to get anything. But people always want to go down the steps. So why not let them?
I wanted to go all the way to the bottom.
You got to come back up, though. You didn't like that part, did you?
It is harder coming back up. I remember that last time that we were there for the 2 nights, I went up and down that entire tunnel.
Yep,
10
so
times.
did I.
Yeah.
See, I'll be honest with you. The first time I ever went to Waverly Hills back in 2010, I mean, my dad and I, when we tried going down there, we never made it to the bottom. I mean, I still cannot even tell you if we ever even made it halfway. But when we came out last year, it was my first time I ever made it to the bottom.
Yeah.
It seems like it takes forever to get down there.
It does. It's like it almost gives the appearance like it's endless. And I even remember
it takes forever to get down there and 5 times infinity to get back up.
See, it's like, I can tell you right now, the 2010 investigation I had, I think my dad even told me, okay, I think we've gone through enough. But being the then 17-year-old kid I was at that time, I wanted to continue going further. But yeah, even for us, the journey back up was tough.
Yeah. We did a live stream there a couple years ago for one of the people that does live stream podcast kind of things. And Mel and I put it on. And they had, of course, I was the guinea pig that the host and Bishop Long and Bishop David Price, they would put me in all of the bad spots. You know, Ernie, lay in the body tray. Ernie, go down to the bottom of the body chute. You know, this kind of thing. So I went down to the bottom of the body chute. Mel and I were the only 2 people on the property that were Waverly employees, right? Something happened. I can't remember if we had a trespasser or what it was, but something happened, and I had to run back up from the bottom of the body chute. I got to the top of the steps. I was supposed to be headed to the laundry room. I got to the top of the steps, opened that side door that goes outside, and collapsed. I was like, I'm going to die right here. This is where it ends. This is where it ends. I just laid there in the grass for a while. The cool grass felt great. And I don't know. I don't think I ever made it to whatever the trouble was that I had to run up from to begin with. But it about killed me.
I would liken trying to run up the tunnel to be about the same level as Rocky going up them steps to that library there in Philadelphia.
I would like to count those steps there in Philadelphia and see how many steps up that is. Because I know it is 135 steps spaced awkwardly.
Yeah, they are.
You know, it's like step, landing, step, landing.
Yeah,
to get up from the bottom of the body chute.
I never understood why they did it that way.
Yeah.
Well, I assume that, you know, they wanted the gentle grade for the trolley system, and they wanted the steps to be right there alongside the trolley system. So that was basically the only way they could keep the same angle coming down.
Good night,
I don't
little
know.
guy.
I just want to say this. Brad makes a good point. Go with the broken foot.
Yeah, Brad did.
Yards to go down the steps. Yeah, that I just want to say for Brad, if you ever do come out to Waverly, don't do that when you're in the
He did.
bodysuit.
Brad did that.
He did. He didn't tell me that.
He did do that. And the spirit actually called him out and said something. What exactly was it, Brad? But I believe they said, hurt foot, don't, or something like that.
I remember he went there with a broken foot. He never said anything about going down the tunnel.
I didn't know he had a broken foot to begin with, or I didn't even realize he went there with the broken foot. Foot. That's what Brad said.
Yeah.
Foot. That's what it was. Yeah.
Well, I got to ask then, how did he get out of there?
He hobbled his way all over that building.
He had no choice but to get out of there. Otherwise,
camera, I mean, he was a trooper, man. I mean, he had his camera rigs going the whole time and everything, and went all over that building with a broken foot.
So now this leads me to one final question: how long would it have taken him to get out of the bodysuit?
It would have taken a minute. I'll tell you that. It was getting around pretty good, though.
Wow.
I still would like to be able, once you get down to the bottom of the tunnel, actually get out of the tunnel at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, if you're nice enough, maybe someday you'll be allowed to do that. Maybe.
What the hell was that?
Or maybe we can just use that roller and just, get pushed down. Like they used to for the train.
Well, I mean, if you remember, Tim once had the idea of having a bowling ball, or was that you, Jeremy? Having the idea of rushing a bowling ball.
I think that was Tim.
Yeah, the bowling ball idea.
Oh.
Yeah, I honestly, I would hate to hear the sound of that ball crashing into the gate over there.
Yeah, that would be loud.
Yeah. Now, if they had one of them, those cushions that would have on the walls of the auditoriums, for the gym at the high school. If they had about 5 or 10 of them,
lined up, then wouldn't it be fun to skateboard down there or something?
Well, Brad also says
you can't skateboard down there because there's strips of wood all the way across.
Yeah. Well, there's little chunks of metal sticking up here and there as you go down.
Yeah.
But if someone were to go through there with a torch and cut those off, and you just got a smooth ramp going down.
Brad wants to take a sled ride down the bodysuit ramp.
Again,
Brad,
not until you
I'm just saying the sudden stop at the bottom might kill you. Just saying.
What are you saying, Adrian?
Well, here's the thing. When Tina and Charlie get it back, Brad, we're going. We're going to do that.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a big old party there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
have
still,
no problem with that.
I've talked to Ernie about this. I still want to get that building for 7 days straight and spend that whole time there.
Oh.
That would be an epic adventure.
Yes.
That would be a lot of money.
That would be a lot of money, and it would have to be in the off season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, Anita.
But I'm pretty sure that nobody would be bitching about that.
In the off season, they wouldn't. Tina would tell you you're crazy as hell to ask her if you could do that during the season.
Hey, Adrian, Brad's still for it, but he's just got to make sure he doesn't break his foot again.
Well, it wouldn't be any different from 7 different teams doing it 1 day at a time.
Well, do you know how much the building brings in on Friday nights?
Oh, I bet.
You guys don't have investigations on Friday night?
Public tours and then public overnights.
It's got to be a lot.
Oh,
4,000.
What's that?
Not private ones?
I'd say about 4,000.
No, it's Friday nights and Saturday nights are public events.
Oh, okay.
Said 4,000, Adrian?
That's what I thought. Yeah. Oh, well, that's even
More
better.
than that?
Think about it. There are 50 people there at 8 o'clock at $25 a piece. Do the math.
I'm going to do that right now.
Oh, man.
25 people there at 9 o'clock at $25 a piece.
Oh, boy.
50 people there.
That's $12.50.
50 people there at 10 o'clock at $25 each.
Don't forget the
we're up
merch
to 3,100
sales,
right now.
50 people there at midnight at $80 each. Well, now it's $100 each.
$80.
That's for the overnight.
And that's really not bad per person.
It really isn't. It's not. It's not at
Well,
all.
they've raised it now. I think it's $99 now for a private or public.
That's $7,100.
Wow. $7,100.
That's before you've ever sold the first T-shirt or anything.
Wow.
Does that include the merch sales, as Lisa said? Don't forget the merch sales also.
No, that doesn't. That's what I'm saying. That's before you've ever sold.
Then we would go for 5 days straight then.
There you go. Now that would cost
Sunday
you
night through Thursday night. How's that?
As long as you had 10 people or less per night, that would cost you $5,000.
I'm pretty sure I can get 10 people per night.
Yeah, you usually bring 20, so or more.
Yes.
Largest group.
So that would cost you about 10,000.
So Todd says the largest group for an overnight was 70 or so.
Yeah.
Holy
the largest overnight we had last year.
No, because you can't even hear. I mean, all you hear is people. You can't really investigate.
It is 187,000. We always told everybody it's 187,000 square foot building. If you can't find a quiet place in there with just 70 people in there, then you're not exploring the place anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
And what we found last year with how we were doing the public overnights, Todd, Leanne, myself, Denise, and 3 or 4 other investigators would be there, and we'd be doing experiments in various parts of the building at various times. And most of that crowd, you know, for the public overnights, you don't have a whole lot of paranormal teams that come for public overnights. Mostly what you have is a paranormal enthusiast that's seen the TV shows and whatnot, and they want to see how the gadgets work. Yeah. So they would come with us. I mean, we would go up to the 5th floor and look around the room, and there'd be 40 people up there on the 5th floor watching us do an investigation of Sarah. And the rest of the building is open to 30 people. You know what I'm saying? To find their way around. So there's plenty of room to do that. You're
talking 4 floors with 3 wings, and then the 5th floor, then the tunnel, and then you have that 4th wing that is 2 floors.
Yeah, cafeteria and a morgue wing.
Yeah, so you got, even with 100 people, you got plenty of room for those 100 people and still not run into each other very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so. It's just kind of, you think about it, it's like, okay, no, you want silence. Ernie, your wife says 8% phone. It's about to die.
She is bossy. See, she's got me tracked down to what percentage I have on my damn phone.
He said he was putting it on charge.
I had to take it off charge so that I could sit here on the stand. So now I have to hold it again.
Oh.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
We just got an invite somewhere. You want to go?
What? Say that again?
We just got an invite somewhere. You want to go with me and Jen?
I did.
TB clinic, another TB clinic, because they were listening to this, where Doc Holliday was a patient. Glenwood Springs,
California.
Colorado.
Depending on when, I'll go.
That's up to us to decide when. I just got the invitation.
Yeah, I'll go. Okay, I haven't gotten anything. So yeah, I'll go. Where'd Nick go? And what is his
Do you say
camera
Glenwood
looking
Springs,
at?
Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know anything about that place,
Glenwood?
but TV clinic sounds fine until we can get Waverly Hills back.
Yeah. I mean, there's several former TB clinics that are paranormal hotspots because there was so much death associated with that plague.
Yeah.
I mean, Pennhurst had a TB clinic. Trans-Allegheny had a TB clinic. Of course, Indiana State Sanatorium. There's a lot of them.
I'm waiting to get into that place, Indiana State. Now that we can actually get in there without trespassing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard to book, I don't think.
I don't think it is either. It's just timing for me.
Yeah.
Because I have been crazy busy this summer, more so than I have ever been.
Because you had time.
I totally get
Enjoy it while you do.
I am. That's good night, Jeff. Thank you for joining. That's why I've been going all over the place while I can. Because after Monday night, my ass is down. So that's why I'm going everywhere.
You never stay down.
Yeah, only for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to hear that. You don't stay down.
I'm sure I'll get up there to Indiana State at some point. It does look like a cool place.
Very good place to go to.
Yeah, Jeff was at Pennhurst this week, and I mean, I've never been to Pennhurst myself, but I've never heard anyone give a bad review of their time at Pennhurst.
Yeah. Jeff invited me to go somewhere recently, and I wasn't able to go. I think I was going somewhere else. I forget why, but he did send me an invite to go somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
I couldn't.
He's one of those people. There's a lot of people in the paranormal world that, I mean, every weekend they are somewhere.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how some people do it. I mean, I don't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of time. You know, we've got kids, we've got, you know, jobs and a business to run, and then you throw the Save Waverly Hills stuff on top of that. I mean, I don't have time to scratch my butt.
That's a full-time job.
Well, this is why you get yourself one of these.
A butt scratcher.
You can let this do the scratching for you. But yeah, Jeff's been trying to get me into other places. I just hadn't been able to yet. Every time I get an invite from him, I've got something else going on that weekend. Every single time.
We get invites all the time.
Jen and I are.
And, you know.
Jen and I are going to go to the one in her area. And then we're going to go to the one here. So maybe you can make it to that. And maybe Jeff can make it to that.
But we get invites 2 or 3 a week at least. Yeah. Seriously, to go to different places. And what a lot of people don't realize, we got jobs, we got families, we got real life things going on.
Mimi's here.
The Save Waverly Hills stuff takes up all of our free time. I mean, it might seem like we just have a Facebook group and a Facebook page, but we are constantly, you know, planning the next event or working on the next event or at the next event, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's constantly something going on between the legal stuff and the fundraising stuff that takes up our free time. And to be honest, Denise and I both are kind of on paranormal burnout because of this. Because, you know, I mean, our free time, we want kind of an escape from the Save Waverly Hills stuff, the paranormal stuff, all of that, because our life is consumed with the paranormal stuff right now. And so, I mean, that's not how we enjoy spending our free time right now.
It's very easy to get a burnout, and I had that burnout last year. So that's why I decided to take a month off. And when I did, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
We all get that. I mean, we do. But
yeah.
We all come back to it too. We have to take a break. It can't be all about one thing in life. And that goes for anything, not just paranormal. It's anything. Mimi, how you doing, honey?
Exactly. I mean, you can't let anything consume you like that.
Right.
And I mean, once we get Waverly back, I mean, I don't know.
You guys are going on a vacation.
Well, there's that, but I don't know exactly what our role will be at Waverly, but I'm hoping that we'll have some role there. And I'm thinking that we might be consumed with Waverly Hills at that point and be there, you know, pretty much every day or at least every weekend, you know. So
I'm pretty sure you guys are going to have some sort of a substantial role for what you guys are doing now.
Well, it's not, we're not doing this for that reason. I'll tell you that, because that's not why we got in this fight. We got in this fight because what's going on is wrong.
Right.
And we want to see this wrong made right.
Right.
And for it to be made right, Tina and Charlie need to be the ones in charge of the building they own, the building that they saved.
Yeah.
And have built into that iconic place that it is.
And like Brad said, that once they do get it back, we're just going to have one big old party.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Tina.
And Denise.
We're probably going to have multiple parties there because there's no way we're going to be able to get everybody in at one time.
Right. They're going to be huge.
No.
I was going to say they're going to be huge, but
yeah,
it's not. It's one of those things where as big, it may get really big, but it's not going to be big enough.
We're all across the United States and even across the world. Now.
You would,
yeah. No, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, it's
we
like
want to see you too. Don't give us that shit.
But
I'll have my party across the 5 days that I get the building.
There we go.
Man.
But by the time Friday comes around, Ernie's going to be like, go home, get out of here.
Yeah. Time's up. Go.
Or the other thing that he could just simply say is, you don't have to go home, but you need to get the hell out here.
Yeah. You don't have to go home, but get the fuck off the hill.
Right.
No, Tina was saying that she wants to call it the homecoming. When, you know, when they get the place back, she wants to have a gathering and call it the homecoming.
That would be very appropriate.
Oh, absolutely.
And she's talked to, I won't drop names, but she's talked to some very big names, some iconic names in the paranormal community about this, and they want to be a part of it.
Awesome.
And so it's gonna be a great.
Back now.
What's that?
We got Adrian back now.
Good.
She was frozen for a bit.
I thought she looked frozen.
I'm on my phone and I can't really see very clearly. I couldn't have been able to tell if she was frozen or not.
Straight up for the last 45 seconds.
It's been like this.
Yeah.
When we have our group chats and stuff, like with Todd and Leanne and Beth Allen and Denise and I, every time someone's phone freezes, everybody tries to get a screenshot of them looking stupid, you know, like.
Nick and I are pretty good at getting screenshots.
Yeah, we got some epic screenshots of people when they freeze like that.
You're frozen now. I don't want to hear it, Jeremy.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this and this is a story we've repeated so many times. If only Eileen was still on.
We
got a great shot of Eileen when we were video chatting with her on her way to.
Yes, you did. I love that shot of her.
Needless to say, we both got some death threats from that one.
Yeah, because the thing was that it was when we were on our way to Salina, and we were like out in an area where the connection kind of froze, and so the video chat got frozen. And Jeremy, you were like, get a picture to it. I got the snapshot, and I later sent it to her, and she sent me a voicemail where she goes, I hate you.
Yeah.
That was classic.
And I should have gotten the one with Adrian here just a minute ago, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't have to go back later onto the replay and get the screenshot there.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you do.
Hi, Adrian.
You better show that anywhere publicly. Better be at my funeral because it's going to be yours if you
do. You got to make that screenshot into a shirt for the Save Waverly Hills fundraising.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. It'll be a red shirt.
Yeah, Denise is talking about the one she has of Todd Eskew. Todd is like, I don't know what he was doing, but he's like,
maybe he was trying to be Dr. Bloom from one of Ernest's movies.
I don't know, but he's like,
now I'm actually curious why to see this picture.
Yeah.
Denise, send that to Nick.
A few like that. There's a few like that of David Childers.
David.
Lord.
Oh, of course, David would have something like that.
If you show that, he might win the Face of Horror.
We don't want him to, though. We want Bernie to win.
Somebody actually posted on David's post when he was doing that. They said that he has too poppy a face to be a Face of Horror.
I never would think that way.
I'm too handsome to even be in the running. That's how I look at it. I'm just way too handsome for that. Right?
No, I'm back down to 6th place on mine.
Here we go. Uh-oh. 3, 2, 1. There's your comment.
We're not saying anything of Todd.
I can pretty much guarantee you, if Denise is sending it to Nick, it is going to end up on the show.
You're already too late. I'm just waiting any second now. I'm already on my Facebook page. I would say she's going to send it to me right about now. Okay, maybe I'm waiting too soon.
Okay.
So
guys,
what about
I gotta get off here.
Okay.
I gotta get.
Don't forget, Adrian. You got that invitation to come on to the show tomorrow night if you want to.
And Adrian, I was going to tell you this before we got on, but that video that Zach had sent me for his story, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it downloaded into an MP3. Is there a way? I heard you can't convert it to MP3, so is there a way you guys can convert it so I can get it done? Because there's no way I could convert it myself.
Yeah, I'll get with you on how we can do that.
Okay. Because he did great.
I can convert a video to an MP3.
Okay. StreamYard.
Perfect. Yeah, Nick, he actually went to college for radio. So I do good, but I didn't get to hear it.
Yeah, he made a video of it, which don't get me wrong. I mean, usually I always was telling everyone to do audio because it works better. But his was great. And I thought, all I just have to do is convert it. But unlike YouTube and other sites, you can't download it.
Do you have the video, Nick?
He sent me the link to it, but I can't convert it.
send me the link and I'll download it and I'll convert it for you.
Okay. And let's see. Hold on.
If you can't get it done, let me know. We'll do something different.
Yeah.
Check my inbox. I think Denise has already said Todd. I think Denise said.
Okay, I'll be watching. Good night, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Adrian.
Ernie, let me know if y'all need anything, okay?
Okay, yeah, anything that you guys would like to send, we'll take it because we got a lot of fundraisers coming up.
I got the picture.
Oh, good. This is gotta be good. Good night, Adrian.
I'm sorry, I almost lost it for a second there. Hold on 1 second. Hang on.
She's got that look on her face. Okay, what are we going to see?
That would have been another good screenshot. Okay, so can you guys see this right now? Like, what the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? He almost looks like he's drunk in the picture.
Ladies and gentlemen, I count 24 tabs.
So let me get this straight, Jeremy. The entire time I put that up, where you should be looking at the picture, you were looking at the tabs instead.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I only needed to see it one time. Then I started working on the plan.
I'm still working on it. That is a funny picture. I like that.
There you go. He's fixing his hair.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to.
Or he's trying to mimic hair.
He's trying to simulate having hair.
Or maybe he's trying. Maybe he's trying to grab onto the railing behind him. I mean, the railing is right behind him.
We love you, Todd. We love you, the Todd.
See, I can't see the comments when I'm doing this, so.
Well, Todd's not saying anything.
He's probably just like, no comments.
Yeah, he's not saying anything. Okay, so speaking of Todd, what about efforts of some of the other people that there he is. Some of the other people have been doing, because I know it's not just you and Denise. Todd and Leanna are also a big part of this. Jeff is a big part of this. Mel is a big part of this. So they all have been doing something.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that have kind of put their necks out there and put their faces out there and put their names out there in support of what we're doing and have contributed a lot of things themselves. Chelsea, I got to mention her. Mel, Keith, like you said, Todd, Leanne. I mean, there's a long list of folks really that have done what they can to help with this. We're going to be putting together a banner that we're going to put up at all of our events that thank various people. I mean, from organizations to individuals that have contributed in some way and helped us along the way. And I mean, that is going to be a job for me, just to sit down and try to recall everyone that has contributed to this, because there are a lot.
500 names.
Yeah. I mean, the Save Waverly Hills group has 7,200 members. And if you notice, when certain things happen, like someone posts talking about going to Waverly Hills, or if a celebrity announces having an event at Waverly Hills right now, things like that, that army, Charlie and Tina's army, is all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, of course, we can't go out and name every person individually that has helped us in spreading the word and fighting this injustice. But there are some that have stood out, and I mean, there's a lot of people that have done a lot of things behind the scenes. I mean, Tony Joe Flood, she's donated bales of hay for our ghost story night, which is going to be epic. October 15th, we're going to be former Waverly Hills staff members, Tina, Charlie, and people who've been to Waverly numerous times over the years are invited to come up to Waverly and tell their Waverly Hills ghost story around a bonfire. Well, Tony has donated like 40 bales of hay that she bought and is delivering to Waverly Hills for us to set up around the bonfire for bleachers.
Yeah, I know I could tell a couple stories.
Yeah. October 15th, come on up.
I could tell stories too. I mean, Ernie, you've probably seen I'm a storyteller. I record scary stories. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
I'd be great at it.
It'll be a rough one for me on that day because my mouth will still be wired shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell a story when you can't talk, Jeremy.
Oh God. Uh-oh.
Even though my mouth will be wired shut, I can still talk. I just won't sound like me.
Uh-oh.
Todd's telling me to check my messenger. I'm in trouble.
Denise, pay back. Denise, pay back. Are you still watching?
Oh wait, Todd sent a picture. Oh no, what did he send me this time? Oh jeez, is that Denise? Oh my God. Okay. Well, okay,
Denise, you might want to close the window right now.
All right, so here's what he said. Here's what he sent me now. Okay, so I'm apparently in the middle of some rivalry right now with the pictures. How the hell?
You know what? We could actually do a show, a full 2-hour show just on screenshots alone.
Yeah. Yes. The group video chat screenshot genre is one that has not been tapped into nearly enough. It is a niche audience that everyone would love the show.
Yeah,
it'd be very entertaining.
It definitely
okay,
would.
Nick, let's get that into development.
There you go. The Things
you
Network
heard it right here on
off.
the Things Network first. The screenshot show.
We have to come up. Well, first things first, we got to come up with a good title for the show.
The screenshot show.
Or the screenshot show. There you go.
The screenshot show.
Or either that or the screenshot shit show.
That's better.
By the way, Jeremy, I wanted to show this earlier what Brad said. Sadly, Brad probably has more tabs open than I do.
Well, okay, now Brad, when I start looking at his tabs, they're at the very end. One of those tabs was highlighted in such a way that there's actually more there.
No, that's
I may have counted 24 tabs, but that 24 tab looks like it's one of those that has multiple tabs left to go.
Nope, that's I don't have that. You counted exactly I don't have anymore. But Brad's like, this is why I don't video chats. Oh, hey, you know what? That's sad, Brad. You could be a star with these.
Yes,
you know, Brad. I can always go back onto the 13th dimension when you were on there and find an embarrassing predicament that you were in.
Or better yet, I actually just had an idea. It doesn't even have to be his face. We could always just have a snapshot of his broken foot in a funny way.
Yeah.
That's a thought too.
About 43 open. Oh my God, he's got 43 open right now. It's going to a 3D file site.
Well, where were we at before?
Jill, I can still go back and get you too.
Yeah, because you froze a lot last time.
Yeah, just because you guys are not on a live show, that does not mean I cannot go back onto those shows and get screenshots there. And don't even think about, well, I can just delete those videos because I've got them on my computer.
Oh, chill.
Yes. So you are not safe.
You're never safe.
Not with me around. Nope. So
Well,
anyways,
back to the people that you were talking about.
Yeah. There are a lot of folks that have been a part of this. Jessica Bullitt right now is working as hard as she can, putting out everyone's ghost stories. She's got a video up of yours, Jeremy,
Yeah, mine was
telling
actually
your
the first
story.
one to go up.
She's got others that she's still in the process of editing and getting ready to go. But, she's a busy girl. She's got a job. She's going to school. And just like, everybody that I've mentioned, we've got jobs, we've got lives outside of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes people forget that part of it. And they think that, we've got all the time in the world. Well, no, all of us have real life things going on outside of Save Waverly Hills too. And there's a lot of folks that are, making a lot of sacrifices and doing a lot of things to help with this cause. And that should speak volumes in and of itself about how passionate people are about this cause. And, if you've seen many of my live streams or podcasts that I've done about this, the ones where we stay more serious. It's always a good time with you guys because, we know each other and we cut up a lot. But there's some of the podcasts, where I'm on with people I don't really know so much, and they're more serious-minded people anyway. So I try to stay serious. Well, when I'm not laughing about things, I can get choked up when I'm talking about this. Because to me, it angers me. And when I get mad, sometimes it makes me tear up. I don't know what it is, but there's times when it does happen. And there's times when I tear up just because, it breaks my heart what's happening to Tina and Charlie, what's happening to that building that I love, what's happening to the spirits that are up there that I care about, and what's happening to the reputation of the place, and what's happening to the paranormal community.
Right.
And, it's something that there's a lot of people that feel very strongly about it, and rightfully so, because what's going on is wrong. And I'm one of those people, and a lot of the folks out there that are part of Save Waverly Hills are people that they just will not stand when they see something wrong. They want to fight it and make it right. And that's what we're trying to do. We got events coming up. September 24th, we're having a pizza party at Fairdale Pizza. The owner of Fairdale Pizza, Chris Maynard, is another one of the people that's, going on that banner. He has offered 20% of the day's profits, or the day's take. 20% of what comes into that store on September 24th, all day long during business hours, goes directly to Charlie's legal funds.
Hopefully they get record sales that day.
Yeah, we're doing everything we can to get as many folks in the door as we can. Then October 15th, we're having a fall festival and maybe sort of a metaphysical fair of our own, because we've got some vendor booths that are metaphysical related that are going to be there. And then following that up with the ghost stories once it gets dark around the bonfire. Then October 29th, we're having a car show / trunk or treat. And then we're following that up with movies. And both of these events are at Waverly in the parking lot. The movies are going to be Hocus Pocus and Ghostbusters.
Nice.
and showing those on October 29th at Waverly Hills with the building in the background. You'll be able to see the movie screen, and then just look to the side and you'll see that famous top floor of Waverly Hills, with the spires and everything.
Remember a couple of years ago when they were doing that geothermal stuff there in the grounds, and I made a comment that it looked like those stands
drive-in theater.
Drive-in theater.
Yeah,
and doing that is going to take you all full circle there.
Exactly. So we got other things down the pipe too. Of course, Waverly is trying to do this haunted house, and so there's going to be a lot of folks coming up that way, and we'll be there. So hopefully some of those folks that come up there for their haunted house will come over to our events as well.
That would be awesome. That really would.
So we're hoping to fill up.
And those guys there can't do a thing about it.
That's Charlie's property. They have no lease to it, no right to say what happens on it.
Yep.
As long as we're not interfering with them, they can't do anything about what we're doing there.
Well, technically you would be, because you'd be taking business away from them, but
we're not competing directly with them. They're having a haunted house. We're having a fall festival and ghost stories and showing a movie. We're not having a haunted house.
No, he's just saying, Steve was just saying, won't that mess up their haunted house?
Well,
that's the point.
I would hate to mess up their haunted house. I wish them the best on that.
I don't.
See, I have to admit, I mean, even just thinking about it, the fall festival sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Well, come on down.
If I'm able to.
Come on down. Like you said, it's about 4.5, 5 hours. You got it.
I just got to find someone who could take me.
Jeremy would be more than happy to take you. He just can't talk to you on the way down there.
I'll still be able to talk. I should be able to drive by then. I don't know yet.
Jeremy would be like, shut up, Nick.
Show me a screenshot or something.
Yeah. I'll do that flashlight trick there, and you'll be able to see the metal in my teeth. Yeah, that's gonna look real scary.
That could be the next picture for like whatever banner comes up.
Hey, there you go. I do that pose there, Nick. Get a picture of that and post it everywhere. Hey, look, he looks scary now.
Yeah. He is the face of horror. Look at him.
I honestly think I've got a good shot at it.
You got a lot of name recognition and a good chance.
Oh, it's not just a name recognition. It's just my look, the way that I look right now in that picture. I think I've got a good shot at it.
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of other people that I'm seeing are just going over the top with makeup and all of that crap. You don't need to look all bloody and everything.
I mean, if you look at my, like you guys have always seen, my Scary Stories host character, all I'm just wearing is just a cloak and just even that alone. And the way how
you should have entered that into the contest.
Oh, yeah, I should have. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I told you the cloak is under repair.
Next year.
Next year, yes.
Next year, there you go.
If they do it next, I don't know if they do this thing every year or not.
What exactly does the face of horror do?
Well, let me get in there real quick, because they have.
Pick up Nick.
They have.
Do you just get to go around saying, "Hey, I was the 2022 face of horror," or do you actually? Is there something that goes along with that?
Yeah, here it is. The winner will get $13,000.
Sweet.
A walk-on role on an independent film.
What?
Cool.
A 2-night stay at Buffalo Bill's house, and a head-to-head with horror legend Kane Hodder in a photo shoot in Road Morgan magazine.
Sweet.
Oh, I've already done that.
So you get all of those goodies if you win this competition.
That'd be sweet.
It would be
cool.
That'd be awesome.
And if I do win, I can wear a wig.
I think you're on the cover of a magazine too.
You might get the cover of the magazine. I know you do the photo shoot for the magazine. It doesn't say anything about getting the cover of the magazine. And this is what I'm most proud of. It asks you 3 different questions, and this one question: tell us why you would make it to the end of a horror movie. And my answer.
I would not trip.
Blowing up in my face and smashing half of my skull couldn't kill me. I can't imagine a serial killer having better luck.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I figured that one would probably get people's attention, which is what you want in a competition like this.
Yeah.
So,
my answer would be lame. Like I don't trip and fall.
Somebody actually had something very similar to that.
I could already probably pick out for like what Brad, like how he would survive is he breaks his foot and then he just plays dead. Like dies of shock and fright.
Well, you know how those movies though, they always have like somebody that's in a wheelchair or somebody that's got some type of physical problem.
The shameless promotion there and post a link. Please go vote for me.
I already voted.
Vote once a day. If you go once a day, you can vote once a day, and you can only vote for one person a day too.
Todd's asking, trip up steps? That's the real question.
Todd, it's past your bedtime.
Robin just said she'd be dead in the first 5 minutes.
Robin. and Brad makes a good point. He prints his own weapons thanks to his 3D printer.
There you go.
Guys, I need to get off of here.
You know, that's funny.
It's past my bedtime.
It's funny you mentioned that. Joe actually said Ernie wants to run now, too. I see him thinking.
No, I seriously, I just realized how late it is, and I've got to get up early. And
yeah, it's 11 o'clock now.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock over here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on this show.
Yes.
I appreciate it. And anytime, guys. I mean, anytime I don't have something else going on, just give me a holler.
We will.
Absolutely. We definitely will. And
right.
No, Brad, no. He's like, we still got 7 hours.
No,
that's not happening.
No.
We've already gone for almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Ernie, and we'll definitely have you back on here hopefully soon.
All right. Well, if anything breaks loose on the Waverly Hills situation, I'll be glad to come on and let you guys know what the latest is.
Absolutely.
But,
definitely let us know, and we will get you on the next show that we can.
Keep us up. Yeah, keep us updated.
All right, we'll do. Everybody just follow Save Waverly Hills on Facebook and go to www.savewaverlyhills.com. You can find out more details about this stuff. You can find our merchandise, our GoFundMe links to our events, anything that you need, you can find. Usually the Facebook group is where all the new information comes out first. But for all the merchandise, you need to go to SaveWaverlyHills.com.
And
I've
Ernie
already got all of the links in the chat.
And Ernie,
That's right.
I almost forgot to mention this upcoming weekend. I'm actually going to another Paracon. It's SilCon out in Mattoon, Illinois, and I'm going to see. Yeah, I'm going to try to reach out to whoever's there, and as always, continue spreading the word like I've done previously.
I appreciate you, brother. I mean,
if you have a Save Waverly shirt, wear it.
I don't. Well, see, I don't have the Save Waverly shirt, but I do have the Pac-Man Paranormal shirt that you guys gave me as a birthday gift earlier this year.
Right.
So, which awesome shirt. I love it, and I'll definitely be bringing it with me to. So even if it's not the Save Waverly one, it's still in association with that. So I'll wear it.
That's right.
Regardless.
Well,
you should have a Pac-Man and Save Waverly on the same shirt.
That's a good idea.
You could do that.
Yeah.
let me know what size you. How long do you have before this Paracon?
Unfortunately, this Paracon we're leaving on Saturday morning, so I'm sure there's not going to be a lot of time.
Yeah, I won't be able to get you a shirt between now and then.
But however, I do have a few more Paracons that I am going to be going to over the next couple of weeks. So maybe not for this one, but the next one, which I know we have another Paracon coming up in Chicago. That's going to be on October 8th. I'm actually speaking at the event myself, so I could it's about a month away.
I'll get you a Save Waverly Hills shirt for that. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh, and also October 22nd, if you're not aware of it, we had the Para Unity convention up in Peru, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chrissy messaged me earlier about it. So
anything that you guys need to help us spread the word, let us know, and we'll try to figure out a way to get you something. Something. I mean,
I'm going to do the same at this convention what I did the last time for you.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well, I'm going to get off here, the guys. Love y'all. Appreciate you letting me come on here and yap. And it's always good talking with you guys.
It's always a pleasure having
you. Always a pleasure.
All right, y'all take care.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Wow, that was definitely quite a show tonight.
Yes, it was, and we had a lot of wonderful people on here.
That had to have been our largest I think we've ever seen. I mean, I saw at least. I mean, I don't know what you saw. I got
up to 35 for me.
I was gonna say, we got up to 35, and I was even thinking to myself, oh my God, if this keeps running up, I even said it's gonna get up to 40 soon.
It almost did.
They let me back into America. What the hell is that? I don't get it. Damn, I don't even know what that means. What the hell is that? What the hell is that supposed to mean? I found the popcorn gun to print off as well as the cotton candy gun.
That's cool. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, that pretty much is.
Oh man, the popcorn gun was just the only actual working prop that they had in that movie, and boy, did it ever work.
Oh, I think I know what Joanne is talking. Okay, so I understand where Joanne is coming from. I mean, what she's saying. No, I wasn't in Canada. I was up in. She must be thinking because I was at the Michigan Paracon now almost 2 weeks ago.
That was in the Upper Peninsula.
It was in the upper. Yeah, it was in the Upper Peninsula, and literally we were just maybe 2 miles away from the U.S.-Canadian border. So that big. So no, I wasn't actually in Canada, but I was close. And of course, obviously, the closer you get, what's kind of cool, of course, is that you see more Canadian flags, staying with the U.S. flags. So, but yeah, Joanne, no, I didn't go to Canada, but I was close. One day soon. I've been close to the border, but have never been on the other side of the border yet. But we are working on my passport. So
I've been on the Canadian side of the border in Niagara Falls twice.
Oh, really?
And and I'm telling you, Niagara Falls, I'm sure it still is now, but back then, oh wow! At night, it looked like Christmas time.
Oh, with the colored lights.
Yeah, all the buildings were lit up, and plus the colored lights on the waterfalls.
Yeah.
But those only lasts for a few hours.
Right.
But the lights on the building it's like Vegas.
Oh, I'm sure it's very much like it. Almost like the Vegas of the Northeast, almost.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Now I got to ask because you said you've been on the other side of the border. Because, like I said, when we were up in Michigan, you see both Canadian and U.S. flags standing together. I don't know if you've seen it. Do you see that on the other side?
I really don't remember because this was 30 years ago when I was there.
Yeah, I just happened to. I was always curious, like saying we always have on near the borders, like the U.S. and Canadian flag standing together when it's close to the border. I always thought, is it the same thing out in Canada or in this or further south for Mexico in the U.S. and vice versa? So
I've been to Mexico. Different story. That's all I'm going to say about that. Different story.
Can you imagine that castle must have ghosts? I'm not sure what castle. Oh, they Joanne says they do that up here. Okay, so just like us, they too have the U.S. flag stand next to the Canadian flag.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all that question. That was ringing in my head for several days. So thanks for that answer.
Now, I would like to make it back up to Canada, particularly to go to Calgary. That's where I want to go. I'd like to go to Calgary.
See, like I said, I have yet to have actually been in Canada, so hopefully real soon. And one of these days, I'm hoping to meet up with Matt Grant, because I know he's been asking me several times to come up.
Yeah, Nova Scotia would be a good place to go to. I would like to go to Vancouver, British Columbia.
That's where, well, you know what? That's where Matt used to live. Well, he was in the, oh my God, I already forgot which area of British Columbia he was, but that's where he used to live up until about 2 years ago before he moved to the other side of Canada.
Joanne, if you don't mind me asking, what part of Canada do you live in? Just curious.
And then, of course, there was also Wes Coleman. I think he lives in Quebec. He was the guy that was on with us when we were on Matt TV. Yeah,
isn't Quebec? Okay.
Oh, she's also in Quebec. Okay. Well, what were you gonna say?
I want to say he was somewhere in Ontario.
Well, I thought he was in Quebec. I could be. I know he runs the Cops Paranormal Group. So, damn, I should have actually.
Well, he's Tops.
No, he's Cops because he's a corrections officer.
Okay. I was going to say, because I know that there's Tops that's posting quite frequently on LinkedIn.
Yeah, with the
Ontario Paranormal Society.
Yeah, with Wes's group, I think he's probably said in the past, and hopefully I'm correct on this. I think his group might be the very first paranormal group from anywhere that is comprised of mostly correction officers from the Department of Corrections up in Canada.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's time we wrap this up.
Yeah.
I'd like to try to get to bed a little early tonight because I got a big day tomorrow. We're doing a community yard sale, and we've already got my dad's garage all set up. So I'll be spending the whole day over there. Then after that, come home, get a shower, and get ready for the big show tomorrow.
Jeremy, that actually reminds me. For tomorrow, I might be a half hour late. I just realized it because tomorrow we're celebrating my older sister's birthday, and we're going to be going out. We're going to be going out to celebrate, but it's only for the first half hour. So I will be coming in at 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock sharp.
Okay. Well, you'll probably need some of that extra time for my hair to dry because it does take a while for my hair to dry, and according to the website, it needs to be completely dry before we package it up.
Joanne said probably Ontario and Quebec. They are all gone nuts trying to make Quebec a separatist country. I thought it was a separate province. That's what I always thought.
It is a province. A province in Canada is much like a state in the US.
I was gonna say it's like a state almost.
Yeah.
Brad, come on, 6 hours, 50 minutes to go. That's
Quebec is trying to become its own country. Hi, Carrie.
So, it's become its own country. Okay, now
that's what it sounds like.
That is new to me. I have not heard anything about that.
Yeah. No styling, Brad. No. The closest thing you're going to get to it is that I got to have my hair in 4 different ponytails.
Almost like dreadlocks. Not like dreadlocks, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. But they have a little graph on there. They want it in 4 different ponytails so that you can cut it off, or in my case, shave it off. And I've got 2 shears that I've had on charge today, and I'm going to be putting them back on charge tomorrow.
Wow.
So that they are ready to go.
So Joanne was saying that yes, but they are putting English against French. So I don't know who she's saying of who's right. So,
oh man, okay.
I thought you said maybe doing a mohawk.
I was actually thinking about that, and then when I saw what they want done on the website, I can't really do that.
Just don't forget to save some for Jill's dolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole thing.
Ain't nobody gonna want my hair.
But yeah, this whole thing of what Joanne was talking about, Quebec being a separate country, that I know a lot of stuff about Canada, but that is something I don't know anything about. So this is
well, it's like not that long ago they talked about Texas trying to secede from the U.S.
They have, yeah, I've seen that. They say how it could be its own country.
Yeah, and truthfully, Texas is big enough to be its own country.
It really is. It's the biggest out of all the states.
Yeah. But then again, there's a lot of countries out there that are the same size as Rhode Island.
Well, and not to mention, even if they can make Texas a country itself, they also thought about cutting parts of Texas and make it into like 5 separate smaller states.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save me just a small one. Which is would I love me some hair. And again, you know what? I'm just going to say this now. I said this before.
Well, now everybody's wanting my hair?
You know what? Jeremy, put it this way. You might have to make a GoFundMe now in case anyone wants your hair.
GoFundMe for what?
For everyone who wants a piece of your hair. Sell it for charity. No, just put them a GoFundMe saying, "Want my hair? Give me $10,000."
Pay me $10,000. I'll give you my hair, and I'll give the $10,000 to charity.
And you know what? And
well, I could do that.
Jill asked first, though. And you know what? Put it this way. Again, I probably have said this before, but any hair of your hair that gets sent to Jill, like in this case, Jill's dolls. See, this is the thing. Jill, this is probably the only time where it's actually appropriate to put Gorilla Glue in his hair and glue it onto the doll without any problems.
I can't argue with that.
It's got to stick to the doll some way or another.
So I've been busy. The TikTok videos that I've been doing of me singing songs, I actually did 6 of them today.
Really?
And the plan is to after I get home from the hospital next week, which is supposed to be a week from today. I'm supposed to be home next Thursday.
Okay.
But we'll see how well that goes. But I've got 6 videos of me singing different songs. 2 of them with original lyrics.
Nice.
My own lyrics. And my plan is to release 1 video a week after I get home.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of doing something similar like that too. Not with the stories, but Jill, dang, Jeremy's been busy.
I've been busy.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. And Jill, I think you're going to get a kick out of this too. I know this sounds unrelated, but you saw that video that I did at Michigan Paracon where I sang karaoke, right? Did you ever watch it? Well, it was a good video. I seen
that you have one there. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, it was where I performed a cover of Enter Sandman by Metallica. Well, it looks like there's an outside chance I might be doing that again this Saturday night because SilCon is going to be another one of those Paracons where they're going to have an after party. So they're probably going to have there's actually 2 events going on that we're still deciding on. Either we're going to go to the after party or we're going to go to the
I was going to do Enter Sandman. I didn't do that song.
Oh, you still could.
I still can because I've got the raps for it.
Oh,
I've got the raspy voice for that song, so I can pull that off.
Do you think you've watched that live? You watched it live. Okay. Well, either way, I might be doing that again this upcoming Saturday, but we're still deciding because, again, after SilCon is over, there's going to be that, and there's also going to be an investigation that actually Dave Wismer, he's going to be at SilCon. So he's usually the one that hosts the investigation. It's at the oh my God, I always forget where it's at. It's like literally in the downtown area of Mattoon. Oh, the Coles County Mental Health Center, which I've investigated previously. It definitely is an active building, but we're still deciding on whether we're going to do the investigation, which I'll film live, which is on a Saturday night, by the way. So if nothing goes on Saturday night, if we choose the investigation, I could broadcast on things if you like. But it all depends on if we're doing it or not.
I don't think anybody has Saturday night on reserve. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, me and Tom are still deciding. So either way, I mean, if it's not, then I'll just broadcast from if I do my performances again, I'll just be going live on my personal page.
Okay.
And real soon, I'm actually going to start probably going to be recording covers of my own as well, because I actually remember one of the first right after my performance at Michigan Paracon of Metallica, there was one person who came up to me. She said, "So, what's the name of your band?" They thought I was ready to start a band base, and I'll tell you this. Well, I could say this too. I don't usually talk things like this very often, but when I was performing, you don't see in the video obviously, but I later found out there were these 2 girls that were like around my age, and they left originally, but when they heard Metallica, like when I was singing the song, they literally ran back and joined in, and they kind of gave me like this wink wink kind of look to them. I mean, so that was nice to get that kind of attention.
I'm gonna have to practice that song because I don't really know it lyrically, so I'm gonna have to practice it. But I do know I've got the raps for it.
Oh, you should listen to not only watch my video, but listen to the tone in my voice. It's something. I definitely do have the voice for metal. Just remember only one swipe of the buzzers every 2 hours tomorrow so we can make the live last all nights. Oh my God. I get where he's going with this. He's trying to say do that so we can have it as a 6 or 8 hour show.
I don't think Clarissa's going to want to be here at the house that long.
Does she live far or does she live pretty close by
you? Half hour, 40 minutes.
Okay. Get the digits next time.
Yeah, Clarissa is not going to want to be here all night.
So nice try, Brad.
But that doesn't mean that this show doesn't have to stop after 2 hours. We'll make it go on for a while. It doesn't have to stay at 2 hours because it's the last show of the year for me.
Exactly.
Let's make it count.
Really quickly. Well, you know what? I'll send it to you after when we get off here.
Okay.
It was going to be the video that Zach did that I need to get converted to MP3 because as soon as I get that converted, I can move into action with getting the.
If you can send me the link, I should be able to convert it tonight.
Okay. You know what? I got the link now, so I'm sending it to you now.
Okay. Yeah. Send it to me, and then when we get off of here, I get onto my computer, then I can work on the conversion of it.
Nick had pair of groupies when he did it. I kind of did. I really kind of did. Seriously, when I performed, that entire bar was packed. It was not even, in my opinion, it wasn't even karaoke anymore. It was it was a concert, and I had some of the biggest names like actually there. Again, I had Dave Schrader, I had Jeff Bellinger, I had MJ Dixon, I had Patty Negri. Destination Fear Leader showed up along with the Ghost Brothers. The Tennessee Wraith Chasers were there. I mean, if this was a concert, this was like the ultimate concert for me.
I haven't done karaoke in a very, very long time.
Brad and I can join if you want. Oh, is she talking about wanting to join the live stream tomorrow night, or I'm not sure which one she's talking. I'm sure. What do you mean by that, Jill? Yeah, tons of people. And in case you wonder who shot the video, because usually I would have Tom doing it, but because Tom couldn't make it to it, I actually had Ricky. He was the one who was holding the camera for me while I was performing. Yeah, he was nice enough to do that. Oh yeah, so Jill, yeah, she's talking about tomorrow, about the live stream.
I don't see why not.
I can't see why not either. So yeah, why don't? Oh wait, Brad can't. He'll be at work. But yeah, for Jill though, yeah, why don't we have her on for tomorrow night since it'll be the last one of this year for you?
Oh man, why am I need to release the hair.
Jill, you know what? You can tell you what. If you come on, you can cover for me for the first half hour because I won't be on until 7:30 because again, I have my sister's birthday part.
Providing she's got her nephew's laptop.
Yeah, that's right. I hope. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Let's see what Jill said. Oh, she could do that. Yep. Yes, she can.
Okay.
Yay. Okay, so she can cover me for tomorrow night for the first half hour.
Then Adrian also said that she would be on tomorrow too.
Did you offer it also to Eileen or wait? She said
I did. I offered it to her while we were still before the show.
Well, she got a new phone. Jill got a new phone? No, I have my new phone for now. Laptop, not till here after. Okay, all right. So I guess she does have a new phone. I didn't know anything about that.
Oh, so that. Oh no, she had that. She had that broken camera on the laptop.
The broken camera. Yeah. So now we'll be able to we'll finally see her on a clear viewfinder.
Well, we had a clear view of her on the phone. It just kept freezing on her.
Well, the new phone should work better because that's the thing. I've heard the new.
Well, it's not the new phone. It's the connection that she has.
Well, yeah, that's true. But see, with my phone, even when I have a full connection, I cannot go on StreamYard at all.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting until I get a new phone before I ever use StreamYard again on my phone. Oh, she's got mobile data too.
Wait, this is a StreamYard link.
That's what I told you was a StreamYard link. And I heard there's a way you can convert it to MP3.
Oh, so you don't have the file itself then?
I don't. So I thought you knew of a way how to do it, but unless Zach does it himself, there's no way I can convert it.
Well, I would have to get their code to get into their StreamYard.
because iPhone sucks. Yeah. I'm eager to try out this new phone, so that'll be cool. Hopefully it works, Jill.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna have to. That's what I was hoping to talk to Adrian about before we went on live. So, well, I mean, we're gonna be talking to her tomorrow night, so we could.
Yeah.
She could.
So I'm not going to be able to do it tonight. Not if it's still in their StreamYard.
Well, Adrian she might be able to. I mean, if she's got the code herself, she might even be able to convert it even while we're live. Oh my God, get a Galaxy, and then Brad's like, if not, Jill, we will have plenty of screenshots when you freeze. Samsung is so much better than Apple. I cannot decide. See, unfortunately, we're on that planning kind of thing. So unfortunately, I do have to deal with getting another iPhone.
If it's an iPhone, trash.
I wish I can get something else, but we're on that family plan, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, this has been a busy week. I'm going to have a busy day tomorrow. I'm going to be at my dad's house all day tomorrow because we got that yard sale. I'm going to have my laptop with me, and this is actually going to be the perfect time for Dad and I to go through like the will and what do we want for our funerals and things like that.
Good timing, definitely.
Yeah, and then we were going all day yesterday because remember I told you about my dad's sister passing away last week.
Right.
Well, her funeral was yesterday.
Yep, and I remember you told me about, which unfortunately I know you weren't able to watch the show, but of course, obviously I obviously understood.
Yeah, it was after 6 o'clock your time when we got home.
Oh man, yeah,
so you would have been off. You would have been off of your show before we even got home.
I had to. I actually wanted to continue on with the slideshow, but even though there was nothing that was directly after me on most of the networks, there was one, however, that was. So that's why I had to end it. It was on the Pack channel. So that's when I started asking about, is there a way I could pick this up? Because I really didn't want to wait till next week to finish it up because it was on an important date. And, thank goodness I asked all of you guys. And thank goodness I was able to finally finish that story up today.
Okay, that's great.
That was I said this on the show earlier. This was the longest slideshow to date. And it was, I told you before, I think it was originally 80. It was actually 93 slides.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of them and a lot of information.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to be a long story to begin with.
I need to work on a video tonight, sort of similar to what I did when I was on Clarissa's show. When I made my return, I need to do something similar for tomorrow's show. I haven't even done anything yet.
One other thing I need to work on too, and honestly, I am so caught up with so many projects because I have to finish up I have to get these bonus stories out. I then have to create a presentation for. I told you about the con I'll be going to out in Chicago to do that presentation in front of. I got to put that together. And then I have one more audio book to put together. So with all those being said, I'm so caught up with these projects that I have basically a fourth project. And this is one I've had to put off for several times. I should have told Ernie this, but I still plan on trying to put together basically like a Save Waverly Hills commercial. Got plenty of sage. Oh, okay. So this you got to read involving Jill because she watched the entire slideshow yesterday and today.
Did she?
She did, and it is a heartbreaking story. It really is. And I've actually made this decision. Of course, obviously, I'll check with you guys next year on this. I've already said this is probably going to be the one slideshow, at least for now, that I plan to show every year as we're close to the day of September 8th to commemorate, the anniversary of the Galveston hurricane. So it's an incredible story, but it's a heartbreaking story at the same time.
Okay.
So I plan on doing it again for next year, close to September 8th of 2023.
All right. Okay, so don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night we got that. I get a haircut, and it will be donated. The hair will be. It's going to Witch for Kids. Clarissa will be over here at the house. That's the plan, at least. I hadn't talked to her in a few days, but.
So is Clarissa ready? Is actually ready to do this?
Well, she isn't going to have much of a choice. It'll be done tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it myself, and I can do it myself because I've done it before.
Yeah, but it would probably be a much longer process to do it by yourself, though. Who's got the buzzers?
I do. I've got 2 of them ready to go.
Oh my God, Brad! No, tomorrow is a special show at a special time, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Dude, I gotta get up. I gotta get up like at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning to get ready for SilCon.
Yeah, and plus I also had the yard sale on Saturday as well, so I can stay on all night.
Yeah, Tom is picking me up at around 7 a.m. that morning, and Mattoon really is not that far. I mean, as you can, I think, see, I always forget what the term SilCon means, but I know it's Central Illinois. I always forget the last part, but it's the SilCon. It's not even just a Paracon. It's also an anime con. It's really that kind of con where they just kind of love to play with genres.
Well,
even though
the IL might be the Illinois part.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The IL is Illinois, but I always forget that there's another part of it, but they love to play with different genres, so it's not just paranormal stuff, even though the majority of it is. Okay. And from that event, from who I remember hearing that's going to be over there is I don't know if you know who I don't know how to say his last name, Santiago, or everyone knows him as Hi-Ya.
Yeah, Santiago.
Yep, he's going to be there. Keith Age is going to be there. The Booth brothers might be there. The last time I spoke with them at Michigan Paracon, they didn't really make a full decision yet. And Central Illinois love. No, that's not it. There's a few other people, but I just can't remember exactly who was all going to be there. But that's just to name a few. And also, I just want to go back quickly what Jill said. Now, this is again regarding my slideshow. Yeah, it really hit a spot in her heart. So yeah. What I did was a very moving story, that's for sure.
Okay. And also, don't forget, at the end of the month, on the 30th, I am releasing that. That's going to be the first of 2 albums that I'm going to be putting out this fall. The other one's going to be called Age of the Fall. I don't have a cover picture for that. I am actually thinking of having a picture of me while I'm in the hospital bed for that cover, because I think that would actually kind of tie in with the title. But I'm not sure yet. Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're just sitting real still.
No, I thought I was just staying quiet so you could describe more about your upcoming album.
Okay. So songwriter is, well, it was quite the project, and didn't realize that I actually had half of another one made, so that's why I finished that one. And then also I'm going to have 6 videos coming out over the next month and a half. Oh boy. Less than 24 hours from now, I'm going to be bald.
Oh my God.
And
yeah, and then almost less than a couple hours after that, I'll be on the road with Tom. And again, like I said, Mattoon, where it's located, it's not terribly far. It's just again like 3.5 hours away from here. So it's not going to be too big of a far drive, but it still will be one of those towns kind of out in the middle of the country. So it's a con I've been to before, even though it's not as big as some of the other ones are. It's still a lot of fun. So I look forward. Oh, I should have told I should have told Dawn about it, because I don't think she's too far from Mattoon. Because she's been asking me about if there's any Paracons happening in Chicago or in any part of.
She literally lives in Central Illinois.
Damn it. Yeah, because she's approached me a couple of times and has asked me if there's any Paracons that happen in Chicago or any part of the state of Illinois, including Central or Southern Illinois, to let her know if there's any vendor tables, because she is actually trying to promote for, well, in her case, Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment, but considering that there wasn't too many people, I might actually still message her, because
she messaged me last night saying she had fun on the show.
She messaged me too. Yeah, she had fun.
And here I am thinking, okay, she's deathly afraid of clowns. She should not have hopped onto that show.
See, the other thing too was I also sent the link out because, again, I wanted to give Don a chance to meet some of the other show hosts, because he has, I mean, up until not only that show, but the other show where we also had Tom, Rosie, and Carl on. I want him to, get to know some of the other team members. So
well, you can do that next week.
That's what I'm planning to. Well, not to mention that if I'm unavailable for it, at least he gets to know who they are. So that way, if I'm not available for one night, someone else could fill in for me. So that's.
I've noticed that on that show, you only have 7 destinations.
Yeah, well, that was Dawn. That was Dawn's
Dawn's
show.
doing it. Okay, well, add my LinkedIn for that show so that you can start broadcasting onto that.
Actually, no, you're right. Because I always count how many links there are up just to make sure that everything's correct.
Yeah.
I think you're probably talking about the show I did earlier. Yes, somehow I ended up only getting 7 links. The final one that I had was for the Twitch page of Things Network, but somehow I have no idea whatsoever, but it disappeared. So that's why I only had 7 of them.
No, it was going to Twitch.
I'm gonna have to go back to the studio so I could see it, because I only counted 7.
Yeah, because you had Things Network on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Then you had your personal page, his personal page, and his YouTube.
No, I wasn't when I was doing my show earlier. No, I wasn't running on his page. Because that's.
No, I'm talking about your Tuesday show.
Don's show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, his was running on all of them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mine.
So those are the 7 destinations. I was going to say, go ahead and start doing the LinkedIn so we can start getting shows on that one.
Sure. And Jill, to answer, yes. Unfortunately, it wasn't on YouTube either. That's because when we're on StreamYard, unfortunately, as of right now, you can only stream to 8 destinations on StreamYard. So, because in my case, I'm broadcasting on not 1 but 6 different networks, as well as my personal profile, and also at least one of the other platforms for Things Network, Twitch. I can't broadcast anymore. I did at one point on one occasion try contacting StreamYard and ask if there's any way we could extend, so that way not only could I be broadcasting on these networks, but also to really expand and try to get back onto these other platforms. But
yeah, and I did tell him that if he had a choice between YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch first, then Twitter, then YouTube, because YouTube is already established. It's already got 90-some subscribers. Twitch only has 6.
Right. So because of that, but like I said, I did try contacting StreamYard to see if we could try to make an expansion so that way I could eventually get on. Of course, obviously, the more platforms you get, of course, the more views you get. But as of what they've told me right now, they say they're unable to do so, but the chances of wanting to expand, it is currently in the works. When is exactly
I need them to get it to where they're working with TikTok.
Yeah, so as far as from what I could say about when is that going to be, I'm not sure, but hopefully real soon. So hopefully in the future, maybe by the start of next year, we'll be able to expand on more than just 8 platforms, and hopefully I'll be able to get my show back onto YouTube and Twitter, and as well as LinkedIn, and hopefully TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And
I actually even tried, believe it or not, tried adding my personal profile, because remember I told you how apparently you could broadcast also on Vimeo. I I tried connecting with, not necessarily that I was going to broadcast it, but just trying to see if I can connect it, seeing that, if we ever did want to expand, to Vimeo, just in case. I just wanted to see if it worked. But for some strange reason whatsoever, it's not allowing me to connect it. And I tried going on to Vimeo. I tried going on to other sites, to see how you connect StreamYard with Vimeo. I even tried looking up on YouTube, and there was nothing that I could find. So if I ever do want to try to connect it to Vimeo,
you couldn't connect to YouTube?
No. I was trying to look for videos of how to connect it on Vimeo.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if I still have this issue, if I ever do eventually want to get to Vimeo, I'm probably just going to have to contact Vimeo myself and see, how can I do this? Because I'm at a loss.
Okay. I got you now.
I know it doesn't get a lot of viewers, but at the same time, though, it doesn't hurt again to always expand.
Well, it doesn't have to have a lot of viewers, just viewers that don't have Facebook.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not even about the viewers. It's just I like Vimeo. I've had an account now for almost 10 years, so I enjoy it. You definitely have a lot. You don't have as many issues with copyright material as you do on YouTube or Facebook. So Vimeo, in my opinion, is also a lot more flexible.
Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just looking at something. Okay. All right. I need to get off of here so that I can try to get a video made up for tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm not going to have any time tomorrow.
Yeah, you better get a head start.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to have to actually take my computer over.
Oh boy.
I don't want to do that. So anyway, don't forget tomorrow night. Big show.
Jill's talking about my first interviews from high school. Do you remember? I'm sorry. You remember that video clip I sent you guys? Well, I tagged you guys a year ago now. Yeah, I sent it to her just to show her how long I've been kind of doing this. So yeah, it's on Vimeo. Yes, it is. Sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just looking at. So tomorrow, big show. Last episode of the 13th Dimension. And then after I come back in the new year, I don't know what's going to happen with the show. But we'll still have Supernatural Talk, obviously.
Yeah, Supernatural Talk will still move forward after this week.
Yeah.
And then,
so that means you're going to have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, I got Adrian and Eileen to help me out. So, even if
I'll get the studio set up before I go to the hospital Monday. So I'll at least have that set up for you guys for next week.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my God. Nick's baby face from high school, and tomorrow Jeremy will have his baby face back too.
I didn't say I was shaving this tomorrow on the show, just this.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Once again, he's like I said before when it came to Ernie. Yeah, Jeremy's got you there, Jill.
Yeah.
And I really did. And you know what? For me to have this baby face, I really didn't look that different in appearance, even back in that video, or even sounded that different.
Yeah, because I am going to shave this off.
Oh, come on.
I am going to shave this off before the surgery, but I wasn't planning on shaving it off during the show. Because trying to shave this off, all the little parts are going to go flying everywhere, and I don't want that here.
It'll be flying like glitter.
Yeah.
You know what? You should just get it all colored and just tell people it's glitter.
Yeah.
Do it tonight then. It's late.
No. So yeah, I don't really have anything else.
I don't really have to.
Just.
Oh no.
No, you don't.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Well, okay, real quick. All right, let me. Find it.
Let's see how you got there. Oh my God. Oh. Are you happy, Joe?
That was me last year when I shaved it off.
Wait, wasn't that during your break? Because I was going to say, I don't remember that.
This was right after. Remember when we did the suicide awareness to close out the first season of 13th Dimension?
Right.
I shaved it off that night.
Oh no! Oh no! Yes, I screenshot that.
Of course she did.
That explains why she really wanted to see that.
I don't know why she wants to see babyface me. I mean, there's nothing special about it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this now. I actually, for the longest time, used to have a beard myself. When I turned 21, I just had like the beard on my chin for a while. Actually, Jill, you probably would remember from some of the pictures I shown. I have this, and then when I turned like 23, I think, I just like started having a mustache like add to it. And then when I turned 25, I started kind of letting it all grow. But then Tom suggested for me to shave it off because he's like, well, Nick, you still look pretty young for your age, and you're not going to have that forever. So they want to shave that off now while you still while you're young. Enjoy your youth. So that's why I haven't had it ever since.
So I'm gonna play a video here. I'm gonna play a video here.
Okay. Point taken.
It's from the day that I shaved my beard off.
Oh my God.
And I took a picture every day since then.
Okay.
So we got this. Okay.
Okay.
This is 35 days.
Wow. Holy cow. Are those comments that are running up beside it?
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of them.
I was going to say, isn't there like a swipe left or something like you can on Facebook Live? It's almost like we're watching like a before after. Now, didn't one of those pictures also eventually became your profile picture?
I know some of them I put up on my story.
Okay. It's Robin. Chia Pet Jeremy version.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually did that for
this is the coolest morph.
90 days. I actually did that for 90 days. I took a picture every single day. Yeah.
It's a good 3 months right there.
Uh-huh.
I just love Robin's comment. Watch it grow.
Yeah, it was about 90 days. I cut it off on June 25th and started taking pictures, and then went all the way until we got to Fear Fest, which was September 24th.
24th, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and I was teasing people because There was one girl that wanted to see babyface me, and I wouldn't let it. I wouldn't show it.
Was it Eileen?
No, it was Sydney.
Oh, it's Sydney.
Yeah, and I wouldn't. Okay. And I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that was probably for the best.
Yeah. I did one TikTok video where it had that water reflection thing. So what I did was that I was like this, and I came up to here, and then I went right back down.
Did you use? Oh wait, you didn't have. I was gonna say, did you use that Killer Clown poster? I'm thinking, wait a minute, you didn't have it then.
No. No, not at that time. I didn't know.
No, you didn't. What a tease.
No. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Jill, you have no idea.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'll let your imagination run wild from that point.
Man.
But yeah, I did that, and that was a lot of fun. And then taking them all off and putting them onto the computer and putting them in a sequential order. That was a lot of fun doing that. And when I did that first video of the first 35 days, that video actually went viral. Had over 10,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it did 10,000 views, and oh man, so many reactions to it. It was it took me by surprise.
Sorry, I just had to laugh about that. It's like I'm not saying that's funny. It's just that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Right. Now we really got to get off.
Yeah, we do.
You've been saying that for like the last half hour.
Yeah, otherwise I'm not going to have a video. Hi, Dawn.
Oh, Dawn. Speaking of which, here she is.
Bad timing. We're just now getting off of here.
We were just about to get off, and I was actually just talking about you briefly.
Yeah.
There's a Paracon coming up. I forgot. No, not 5 more hours. That's not happening.
No.
There's a Paracon that's coming up that I was going to talk to you about. I'm so mad at myself. I forgot to tell you about it a couple weeks in advance.
Yeah.
But
so you're going to get a message from him.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Anyway, so we need to get off
later.
of here.
We definitely
need to get off of here. Thank you guys for playing along with us tonight. We had one hell of an audience tonight.
This was a really good kind of like, since this is your last time on this show, it was definitely a great way to kind of end it, at least for you for this year.
Well, that's why I specifically chose Ernie for this one, because Save Waverly is near and dear to me, and I wanted my last episode to be on that.
Yeah, and of course, as you know, it's been very dear to me too. And since I'm going to be going to a Paracon to try another Paracon to spread word about it, I have to admit, it's even really nice that Ernie is going to make is going to send me a Save Waverly Hills T-shirt. So
yeah.
I'm looking. Although I still like the idea of having a combination of the two, like you said, both Pac-Man Paranormal and Save Waverly Hills.
I think they should do that.
Then
we'll figure out what we'll do when I come back in January.
I'll reach out to Ernie maybe tomorrow and ask if they could still make that possible, because he said he was ready to send a shirt for me.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to get that shirt made.
That's true. You know what? Even just a normal Save Waverly Hills shirt, I'm fine with. I'll take it anyway.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have a good night. And we will see you all tomorrow.
Yes.
For the 13th dimension.
The final episode of season 2. Hopefully. All right.
That'll be a discussion later. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. Good night, everybody.
and see some of you guys tomorrow. Jill, we'll see you tomorrow.